You want us to stand at a corner, facing the wall?
Guerrilla Cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla Cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, Guerrilla Cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick Guerrilla Cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian, Guerrilla Cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. Would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, Guerrilla Cricket.
Good morning, good evening, good dawn, good dusk, wherever you are in the world. It's Guerrilla Cricket. It's day 5 of the final test, the last day of Stokes' captaincy for England. I don't know what to say. I was so angry last night when I heard that he retired. I can understand it from his point of view, but my first thoughts were sack Kesey, because I think what was handled in the bar the other week was absolute disaster. But hey-ho, England are probably going to lose this by lunch. They're 103 for 4. They're playing like fucking idiots in a Bazball way. I particularly liked Stokes, having scored... Stokes I didn't mind, actually, opening up last day. Go out there, charge it, blah, blah, blah. Although I presume they should have just gone with the original batting order. Would have been more sensible. It's a test match, after all. But Brooke really pissed me off. Again, just fucking threw it away. It was stupidity beyond belief. What do I say? Well, I've got an Indian and Australian to answer my questions for me, because I'd love to hear what they've got to say. This morning I'm joined by an Indo who's up first in India, and messages from the Weather Cave. Morning, boys. How do you see it?
Good morning.
What's going on? For fuck's sake, it's madness.
It is complete madness. You couldn't make it up, right?
No.
I mean, this is during the well. I mean, presumably he told the ECB during the day, and then they announce it while play is going on, and he's bowling and he takes a wicket.
Yeah.
I mean,
Total
What the
madness.
fuck?
I know. It was. I mean, I wasn't watching it yesterday. I was out and about, but I was following it on. I was following it on the old ball by ball nonsense whilst I was wandering
Yes, I'm
around.
here.
And I just couldn't believe it. But my first thoughts were I was really angry. I just thought the way they handled that situation last week probably pushed him over the edge. And I'm pretty sure he had plans to retire after the Ashes. I mean, this is just my personal opinion. I think he is getting a little bit older. He does realise he's a little on the wane. He's an all-rounder. It takes a toll on his body. But I thought he really wanted to go through to the Ashes next year, and then he'd have retired anyway. And I think in my head that's kind of how I saw it going. But no, not this.
Even if he didn't stay on till the Ashes, which he might have, he would probably have stayed on until the 150th year Test, right, at the MCG. I mean, a player of his caliber, what he's brought to England, he surely deserves a better send off, especially when he's still playing well. When I look at the England team now, of the 11 players, to be very honest, as with an outside perspective, you've got him and you've got Joe Root, and I can't talk about any other player in that 11 who gives their heart out every time they go out to play for England.
Yep.
Yeah, close to that. Yeah, close to that. I mean, this is the thing. We've got actually, again, you had done other two greats. I mean, every team has it. I mean, you'll have it sooner or later as well. The great players retire, backbone of the sides, and you wonder, you've got to wait for that next person to stick their head above the parapet
Why?
and go,
The question is why. The reason why you're angry, right? I mean,
well,
I did.
Yeah, but go on.
I do have a couple of things to say. I mean, firstly, Stokes actually said himself that he was cooked before he went on the piss after Lords. He'd had enough at Lords. So, yeah, whatever. I mean, he may be rewriting history. But for me, what's happened is that England was really shit at Test cricket 4 years ago. They were looking for a cheat code to get themselves to a place of being able to win without doing the fucking hard work. They thought McCullum, with a bit of inspiration and adrenaline, and Stokes with his leadership, would be able to do it. And for a while, that looked pretty good, but relatively mediocre opposition, good fortune, some good fun. But the truth is, Test cricket ground them down. The discipline, the hard work that's involved in being a really good Test team, none of that was done. The management was absolute shambles. It's not Stokes' fault. And at the end of the day, yesterday was just a demonstration that this isn't a very good Test team. There may be some good cricketers in there, but they're not a good Test team. They'd like to play village cricket on steroids and have fun rather than worrying about the consequences.
Sorry, just
That's
one
it.
point. And in terms of what you said, Messi, so the times they won very difficult matches, it was because of Stokes' persistence and his outperformance that they won those matches, not because of the strategy that McCullum put there.
There was also, it was lucky timing. I mean, they happened to have a Bairstow at number 6 who was bashing it all over the place to start it off and things like that. And all that is true. I disagree on your fact. I think the top 6 ain't too bad, actually, England. I think our problem was really finding a bowling unit that gels, that knows each other, that all those things that you get from units like the Australian unit, where everyone knows each other's role, everyone knows what everyone else's strengths is, and they hunt as a pack. You have to gel as people, I think, as a bowling attack for that, and enjoy that. And England have lost that since they've lost Broad and Anderson, and they're trying to find their way. First ball of the day has been bowled. Emilio Gay is out there. He's on 6 off of 5. England 103 for 4, and he's just played that square on the offside, and there is no run. And I think Keys has got to go, definitely. I mean, the way this last few weeks has been handled has been a fucking shambles. I mean, the fact that the ECB are now complaining, the rugby guys I didn't even realise this, but apparently the rugby guy put his hands on Atkinson's neck, God knows why. Atkinson didn't do anything, and then he threw a punch, right? And it still riles me, and I know Messi sees it differently, but Emilio Gay just plays that off his hip out towards deep square leg. There'll be 2 runs. And the way that the rugby guys, they just passed it off because they're rugby people, but I think the ECB caved too much to the pressure, to be fair, because they're scared. They're running scared. They should have stood by their man, to be fair, at that point. And I think I think Keys just bottled it. And for that reason, for me alone, I think he has to go. I mean, that's my opinion. People have other opinions, but I was, pretty pissed off with that. And I think, whilst I accept what you say, Messi, I'm sure it hasn't helped him over the last couple of weeks. And
look, I don't disagree with you. It's a silly rule, but it was the product of really poor actions over the last 18 months.
Yeah, totally. And that comes from management, as you say. That's defended up to mid-on. There's no run, And I just think that hastened the decision, and it fucking really irritated me yesterday when I heard the news.
Yeah, on your other point, Bear, on Harry Brook. I mean, you know my opinion on Harry Brook.
Yeah, I do.
And he's no better than Manus Labuschagne, and he's far worse in some respects, given the amount of talent he has. He's fucking wasting it out there at the moment.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to disagree that he's wasting it a little bit. That's off the outside edge of the bat and goes towards gully, and there's no run. But there's no doubt the ability is there. I think he's much more talented than Manus Labuschagne, I've got to say.
No, that's what I said.
I think he's got fantastic hand-eye coordination. He just needs to fucking engage the brain, which he doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't do. I mean, he's still, after 37 matches, batting like this. He scored a 50 in the first innings. He scored 3 50s in this Test series. Probably should have gone on to 100 at times. Can't take it away from New Zealand either. They've had a strategy against Root and Brook that's worked fantastically well. Will O'Rourke.
I should say we've got 4 super chats incoming.
We've got one more ball left in the over. It's played off the hit by Emilio Gay. Out to long leg for a single. And why England changed the batting order? I mean, what does that say to Gay as well?
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. I thought there's a chance. I didn't think we could win this, and the pitch seemed to get really capricious. I didn't see a lot of it yesterday, but it seemed to be very up and down. And it sounds like it's going to be a nightmare. The ball that got Duckett was a very good ball. I watched the highlights. It spat out. There's not a lot he could do about that. Stokes gave it away. He was going to come out and do that. Kind of fine, but I'd rather he did that at 7 with tired bowlers and an old ball to try and get us across the line rather than open up against a new ball. Edged, by Rooty, driving at a wide one, but drive hard, and it goes down to the boundary, and it is the first of the day of one of these, and I'm going to hand over to Messi. 1, 3, over to you, Messi.
First up, we have Mog, who sends us a lovely 20 Australian dollars. He says, yeah, whatever. The real story is Ireland knocking off the self-fancied heroes of T20 twice.
Well, yeah, we should get into that too. Having slated my own side, let's go for the fucking Indians. Man, you lost. That's what happens when you play on a real wicket with real boundaries.
Oh, dear. Jay Grover sends us £2. He says, my man phoned me to see if I were okay post Stokes. I think that's very sweet. Pirate Badger sends us €2. Says, 3 cheers for the end of crypto-fascist Bazball. Jay also says, my opinion is bobbins for another £2, but I concur with Bear. And £2 also for the first Anindo swear.
Yes. Right, we're on to the next over. Thank you, everybody, of course. This is going to be the last Test cricket for a little while. We'll be back for some T20s and stuff with that Indian side, which we can talk more about. That's defended up to mid-on. There's no run.
Let me earn my £2 then.
Okay.
India was fucking pathetic.
do you think that is? I mean, Arnav was trying to give all the excuses on the WhatsApp, but do you think it is? Do you think it is as much?
You saw my rejoinder to Arnav.
Yeah. No, I did, and I totally accept it. Fans are fans. I mean, he's a bit like I am with England. To a certain degree, you're always a little bit one-eyed, right? You look for the positive. Some people are positive. Oh wow! You see, that's the kind of shit. Well, we're not going to be here all day. That has gone off a length from Smith around the wicket to get. He's jabbed his head back. It's gone past his grill, and it was a length ball. It's not going to be easy. Do you think it is just the fact that they're so used to playing on totally flat pitches with really small boundaries, and actually when they've gone out somewhere that doesn't play their rules, they've found themselves wanting?
I think there is definitely a bit of that they've just come from 3 months of playing on grounds which seem like they have 20-meter boundaries,
Yep.
um, and flatter pitches. But it's also, I think, an elevation that they need. There are a lot of young players in this team, in the sense that even for, in this format, they've never played for India, right? They've been, like, what, 3 debutants or something in the 2 matches. And it's been tough for them. But what has disappointed me is the batting lineup is the best available batting lineup there from a T20 perspective, and they've just been batting like shit.
Well, that brings me back. Well, yeah, no, that one keeps it a little bit low, but not too low. Emilio Gay plays the line, lets it through to the keeper, and there was a dot ball before, which was a similar one. Yeah, I mean, I take all that, and debutants. It's difficult for debutants. I mean, I haven't seen any of them, but I presume it was an island and they were kind of green tops, and it was probably doing a bit.
It was doing. I saw some of it, and it was doing far more than you'd expect a T20 pitch to do. But that's not an excuse. I mean,
No,
Ireland's
isn't.
bowling attack isn't. It's not an Australia.
No,
So,
exactly. I don't know. They got this new guy though, haven't they? Who's ex-Indian.
Mundra.
Yeah. As I saw Mundra on someone put out.
He's at best medium pace.
Uh-huh.
He moves the ball a little bit. He looks like a county bowler, a left-arm county bowler. I mean, it's like
Okay.
I just didn't think he was very special.
Yeah, no, that was left alone again by Gay. Was it left alone? I suppose he poked it a little bit. Beat his outside edge. He looked behind and there's no run.
Bear, are we GPLing today?
No, I haven't opened it today. Oh, no, I did actually. No. That's it. I did open it. I'll close it when England get to 7 wickets.
Okay, so
Or
get in that.
lunch. Whichever.
That gives you a good chance. Yeah.
Indeed. I better remember to do that, or I'll bloody leave it open, and there'll be 9 down at lunch with some rabbit at one end. I did do that. Let me just check that I did that. Day 5, yeah, I did. So yeah, it's open till 1.
How much do you have in the GPL?
Today it's £68 for you peeps on a short day as well. Potentially. I mean, can't see England surviving today, can you? I mean,
Yeah, just do some shout-outs and names, because we've got lots of people with us this morning. Brian in Brisbane, Leah, Normality RL Taylor, Larry Jerry, Ghost Rider, Jay Grover, of course, Eric J, Rex Venrin, Extra Fluffo, Rock Noir, Kiwi by Day, Easy Ollie, and Jonathan Shawland.
cool. Thank you very much. Hello to you all. The first ball of the next over was bowled, exploded out the pitch, went off the seam, beat the drive of route. I thought it was an edge, but it just went a long way off the pitch. This has been a good test match, let's be real. It's been a good pitch because it was fantastically easy to bat on day 1. And it's progressively got a little bit harder each day. That one has come in a little bit from wide of the off stump, but Root watched it carefully through to the keeper, and there is no run. And, New Zealand won the toss and made the most of it. England probably should have got to parity, but again, another good bowling display. And even though they had a concussion substitute, he took 3 wickets, and they bowled very astutely. Even though they're not quick, the wicket was starting to deteriorate. They certainly bowled more at the stumps than England did. More balls that are going to hit the stumps. I think it's like 14-15%, whereas England was down at 5%, I saw on one stat.
Wow.
And there's been a fair few LBWs due to the bounce and stuff. That's left through to the keeper, and there is no run. And on that movement, you've got to play at the ball, and the pitcher started misbehaving, and then New Zealand got the wickets. And Daryl Mitchell yesterday, they showed him in the dressing room this morning. He's black and blue. He took a lot of punishment, and you got to say that's a cracking. It was about 290 balls, wasn't it, or something?
That was a great test innings.
Yeah, it was.
He doesn't have huge talent, but my God, he does the work.
Yeah, I mean, that was brave.
And that's how he bats. I mean, he's not elegant at any point in time to look at, right? But he gets the job
No,
done.
but
whatever format, he gets the job
normally he's quite aggressive though. Normally, actually, he comes in that role and sometimes certainly does the counter-attacking role. Root hooks that one from quite a long way outside off stump. Well, really sort of pulls it, not hooks it, out to deep mid-wicket. He was in control of it. He didn't time it. So just a single.
Just to go back to what you were talking about earlier about people like Brooke and the blonde boy,
Marnus.
yeah. Well, Marnus is someone who, he's obviously got some talent, but he's turned that talent to his advantage by doing really, really hard work consistently all the time. Imagine if Brooke and the other English players who already have great talent put that work in.
Exactly. That's nice from Emilio Gay. Works that down to midwick. Long leg. Sorry. Well, yeah. Did you mean Bethel actually?
Bethel, that's the guy. I keep forgetting his name for some reason.
Well, yeah. I mean, Bethel's had a poor series, hasn't he? Really. You know, all the hype. I'd still believe that he's a very good batsman, but exactly the point.
Yes.
He needs to go and play some fucking 4-day cricket and stop pamming around in fucking leagues. I know he's young and all that. And it's been handed to him on a plate, but it can easily be taken away off that plate too if you start not scoring. Really, the question I've been asking all this Test match: Will O'Rourke is in, short, wide, hit beautifully, Rooty out to the extra cover boundary, and that is the second boundary of the day.
4 on the floor, and one more 4 than the 4 before. That's what 4's are for, to get funky on the dance floor.
We have another super chat from Jay Grover. He sent us £5 this time. He says, whilst I mourn the departure of Test cricket, my bank balance does not. I'll be able to eat for a few months.
Well, we're back in August. Don't you forget that.
Jay, you do know you can send us money even if there's no games on.
Yeah. There's PayPal, you can just donate. £2 every couple of hours. I know
he is, of course, a very, very good patron of ours too.
I am facetious. I thought Duckett's had a reasonably good series.
Yeah.
Has he edged that?
Oh, that's gone. Yeah, he did edge that. No?
He did edge that. I thought it had gone off the sea.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Gone.
Is Emilio Gay the answer? Probably not. Anyway. Right. Well, this could be over by lunch.
The crowd says you're out.
I didn't get to say my point that I thought if England were going to last today, Emilio Gay, Root and Jamie Smith pretty much going to have to last either till the last 45 minutes or score the majority of the runs, leaving 40 for the rest of the batsmen possibly get. And that's now has been reduced to Root and Smith have got to basically bat all day. So this is over by lunch.
This is a great time to get your GPL picks in.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Just remind me, Emilio Gay, did he finally manage to play against England at all in the World Cup? Or I know he was injured before that for Italy. He was playing for Italy, right? And then,
I didn't realise he was at the World Cup.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I knew he played for Italy, but I didn't realise he'd been at the World.
I think he was one of the people responsible for helping Italy reach the World Cup. But I think he was injured at that point in time because I don't recall seeing him play the World Cup actually.
The T20 World Cup
same
just
group,
gone.
Right? T20 World Cup, yeah, the recent one, yeah.
Yeah, they were. We did play them, yeah.
And Parrot Badshaw has responded, as you anticipated, with €2 for Funky on the Dance Floor. Thank you, Parrot. And congratulations on Ireland's dominance of World T20 cricket. That's fantastic.
Well done. But it makes a change from beating England.
Boom. So the question I've been asking all Test, I mean, people are saying now, again, after what's happened yesterday, I'm more inclined. I definitely want Keys gone now. I mean, I was a bit ambivalent about it, but definitely Keys needs to go for me. And maybe McCullum. Maybe McCullum too.
Should go as well.
Well, I think if Stokes isn't there, McCullum, probably should go. But my big question is now what? Because Stokes is the man that balances this side.
Yes.
And then that's defended by Smith. First ball he faced from Smith.
I think he's set up for a couple of years of
We're set up for a couple of years.
heavy losses.
Yeah, basically disappointment. I still think we'll beat some lower sides, obviously.
Yeah.
But where does the I mean, Stokes himself said he doesn't think Brooks ready. So who's captaining him? I don't want Root back as captain. I don't think Root doesn't want the captaincy back on that term basis. You'll put him out. You'll basically retire him. He'll get fucking bored of it.
You could have my least favourite player. You could have Sam Curran.
That one's pinged back. That's not out. It's going way
that's going
next
down leg.
line. Yeah. Oh, did I put that bet on? I missed the first under for the day. I'm being pessimistic bear today. Try to see if I can get a run of unders for the last 5 now English wickets.
Maybe you'll have Duckett as captain.
Well, he is actually probably the most obvious other candidate, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's pretty settled as an opener.
Yeah.
He does have captaincy experience, I think, for his county, vice captaincy. I mean, he's a bit brainless.
Well, if McCullum stays in, then that would make a perfect pair.
Well, it would make a more obvious pair. It's either him or Brook, isn't it? That's defended up to mid on. There's no run. It'd be funny. He's not an obvious candidate, but in lots of respects. But in other respects, he is. It'd be funny seeing him do the toss and giving little interviews before the game. How does he manage his bowlers? I mean, it would be quite interesting. Maybe he's a very astute cricketer. He does seem to. I think he judges it. He's quite bullish, obviously. I think he's got game awareness, definitely. So it might be an interesting thing. That one's defended by Smith out to the offside. They'll go for the quick single. Oh my God, is Root out there? I think he is. I think Root has been run out.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
Fucking hell.
I don't think he put his bat down.
No, he did. I think he was just a bit short. It was a direct hit. I'm pretty certain it was a direct hit.
It was a direct hit.
Fucking hell. They didn't even give me that fucking option. Cunts. Sorry. The bookie still hadn't put the bookie still hadn't put odds up for under the fall of the 6th wicket.
You're just trying to screw more money out of Jay Grover, I can tell.
No, it's a direct hit. And
It's a direct hit.
He's about a
miles
foot
out.
short. Oh, fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off!
Fuck off! Just fuck off!
Well, I mean,
On your bike, mate.
are we going to get another flash news event at the end of this test now that McCullum has resigned?
Oh, I expect so.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me at all now. Actually, this is a capitulation.
Yeah.
Harakiri. England committing harakiri.
Yeah, they just signed him on. Well, one of the reasons I read in the newspaper, unlike football clubs who seem to hire a manager on a 5-year contract and sack him 6 weeks later and give him £3 million to fuck off. England, the ECB can't afford to pay Baz £1 million to fuck off.
I don't believe that. They're putting billions into the bloody 100.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's it's the upper class that still runs the English game, really, and don't want to give their money away. No.
One of the things that really annoys me about what's happened yesterday and today is the disrespect to New Zealand that's been shown. New Zealand have played brilliant Test cricket this match.
Yeah.
And Attack's only got 2 fit bowlers left.
Yeah.
And they've just gone. And England have just been on a different planet.
Well, yeah. What I will say is, I do agree with that. There's a bit of luck in everything. They got the luck and they won the toss. I think it might. I do think it might have been a bit different game had it been the other way. I think whoever won the toss, especially with the heat on that first day and the flatness of the deck, was going to be in pole position. They made the most of it, and you can't take that away from them.
Absolutely, and that's part of the game, right? And they got it. They got it. Going their way. But don't forget that it was this New Zealand team that swept India in India when nobody else could win a single test.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
In series.
That one's played out into the covers. I mean, this is it. They are a fucking good unit. And I say this about New Zealand cricket all the time. I know you don't like New Zealand, but...
I like to say that.
Well, Kane Williamson has now retired, so he was one of your bugbears, wasn't he? So he's gone. But
he's a genuinely nice guy.
yeah. But see, they can put up with the loss of Kane Williamson. I mean, they don't have wonderful resources in New Zealand. They're a small nation, but when they grab them, they nurture them, and because they play with so little change going on in their side, and they're such a tight group of guys over long periods of time, they always seem to be able to replace the old guys and work above. They're always above the sum of their parts, I think.
Yeah.
They've done it for the last 15, 20 years.
Jeffrey Ward makes a good point. Sorry, there's
No, go ahead.
a lot of messages coming through, and I'm sorry we're not getting a lot of chance to read them. But he says cricket is a trade like any other. Joe Root is the only English player that looks like he served an apprenticeship.
Yeah, well, no, he's old school. He's been there a long, long time. He's one of the now one of the oldest members of the team, isn't he? That's driven out square on the offside and there's no run. I mean, he's been playing Test cricket for 16 years. He started in 2010, something like that.
Do you reckon England could pick up someone from the New Zealand team and claim him for their own and make him captain or something?
No, unfortunately, that's not going to be able to happen.
Only if he was born in South Africa.
The first ball of the next over, by the way, was driven square by Smith. Yes, out square on the offside, and there is no run. There was one run, sorry, because Atkinson is now on strike. I haven't played a single jingle this morning because we've been yapping.
The Commonwealth must stay together.
Now they're offering me 132.5 on the next wicket.
Oh, that's a bit rough. Fuck.
Well, it's because it's the number 8 now, isn't it? They're offering me 30 on the previous one, but they never actually gave me any odds. I'm still going under. I think this is over. Hendo, and I know Tony's now going to get really annoyed because the story was that I've got to go and sell my accounts off today because they have to be in tomorrow. And I told him this, and he couldn't remember, of course. So he's done a rota with me on my own in here because he doesn't want to come in because he doesn't think it's going to last very long, which is fair enough. That's through to the keeper, and there's no run. But I really do have to go and sign my accounts, right? Because they have to be done. And so he'd forgotten this, and he didn't really want to come in. And so he's going to come in. He said he'd be here by 11:30, and there's going to be 1 wicket left. He's going to be very, very upset. I'm sorry, Tony, but like you, I have a life.
Blamed your route.
Yeah, well, indeed. Dot ball out to cover, no run. O'Rourke. He hasn't taken a wicket yet, which is quite surprising, which then it wouldn't surprise me if he got one very soon. England do have a propensity to capitulate. They've always been like that, though, for quite a long time now, before Stokes-McCullum. That's defended back to the bowler, and there's no run.
We have 2 more super chats. Jay Grover sent us another £2. This is Bear, Class Warrior, Mint. And Apophis 2109 sends us $20 Aussie. It says, far out England. I wanted to watch cricket while I had to work all night. I can do 18 hours straight and they barely do 20 minutes in the middle.
Yeah, well, this is this England side. They don't like hanging around. To be fair, right, I'll say this to be fair. That one's played out to cover and there's no run. Anyone who's played cricket, we all know when the end is nigh, right?
Yeah.
We try to hide it. It generally, 1 in 30 you get out, maybe. It's a low percentage you get to the end. And so I think we all have a propensity when we're playing the game, probably even the guys at the top level, this one is done. They put a bit of effort in, but they're not that fussed when they're out. They might show it, but we all know where this is going. And England are just very good at it. I'm sure other nations feel the same. That one is short and wide through to the keeper, and there's no run. That's the end of the over. Back over to you, Messi.
I've just mentioned that Hendo's done an excellent article on this Substack about Stokes. His Substack is called Hendo Rant. I've put a link to it in our chat, and it's also I put a link to it on our Discord channel. if you want to read that. Hendo would appreciate your reading it and commenting on it, I'm sure. And if you want to pay, by all means do as well. Jay Grover says, if India didn't refuse to join the Commonwealth, that team would be unbeatable. Tim Wilton Davis says, hard to admit, but New Zealand is better than us.
Yeah, well, again, I defended up to mid-off and there's no run. To a certain degree, yeah, I think they're two very well-matched sides, actually, and they've come out on top. But again, we gave them the second test by having 5 debutants. You can't go into a test match with 5 debutants. With already a quite inexperienced bowling attack and expect to beat a hardened side like New Zealand. I think we were always on for a hiding in that. We kind of, and that's what annoyed me. It played up to mid-on. There's no wrong. He basically threw away a test. I mean, you're not taking it away from New Zealand, but the truth is that we have 5 debutants who weren't up to it. And
until you try them, you wouldn't know, right?
No, yeah, but yeah, that's true. But you don't throw 5 debutants into a test, do you? You bring someone in, 1 or 2, and on either discipline. You might bring a batsman and a bowler in. You don't replace. You don't want 2 debutants in your bowling attack in a fucking test match. Certainly don't want 2 debutants. That's gone a long way from Smith from over the weekend. Blundell's up to stumps, didn't have a chance. That's 4 byes. So we pretty much gave them the second test, and they've won the toss and outplayed us in the third, so they deserve their victory. But we've shot ourselves in the foot.
Well, at least you won
Indeed.
1 test.
Yeah, we won 1 test and we won it well. On quite.
Sorry, Bear, can I seek clarification? You're about to leave the studio.
No, I'm not leaving. I can't leave the studio. I'm the only one here.
All right.
That was my point. There's no one here. I was supposed to go at 11:30.
If you do go, make sure you close the GPL because it's only one lick.
True.
Nobody's entered it yet.
No, Smith on the back foot. That's a nice punch, though, out to the cover boundary. And that will be 4 runs. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got to let Forthy in. Talk.
Matthew, could you put Hendo's article linked on the WhatsApp chat as well?
I will do, yeah. Easy Ollie says, how many times in the last 2 to 3 years have we been toiling in the field and relied on Stokes to bowl a mad spell? That's the thing about Stokes. He has been extraordinary when he's needed to be.
Yes.
And nobody else has had it in them.
That's nicely driven by Smith, but he can't beat cover. There is no run. I mean, this is the problem. He's balanced our side for the last 10 years, pretty much. And a good all-rounder is almost indispensable. You need... Now, Atkinson he's never going to be as good as Stokes, but he can hold a bat. But where are England going to go? I mean, it puts in the jeopardy of, do you now start picking 7 batsmen, 4 bowlers, and use Root and Bethel if Bethel stays in the side as your spinners? But you can't do that when you go to someone like India. I suppose you can rejig the whole squad though. Then you don't need any pace bowlers. That's nicely guided by Smith that jumped on him, and Smuth is guided down through third man for another
2
ball.
plus 2 is on man. 2 plus 2 is on man.
I think we are due a change. Give
We
us some
are.
socials. I'll have a switcheroo.
Okie dokie. I shall give you some socials. We got another one from Jay Grover. He said £2 so that I can buy a new jumper. They're £3 in the op shop, I'm afraid, Jay. I need more than 2.
Good to see you in Indo. Have you,
Likewise. I'll be back a little later, I think. Yeah.
Do you think? Will we get there? Who knows?
I don't know.
If not, I'll see you soon anyway,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Buddha Who says, did England or England Lions lose this series, Bear?
Well, wow. I mean, that again has gone an absolute fucking mile. I'm not sure you got an edge on it or it's just gone. Certainly beaten Blundell behind the stumps. We can get this in buys. Morning, William.
Morning.
I'll bugger off. There's a super chat from Joshua Lepchard for you.
Okay, lovely.
Pretty good. I think I'm doing Tony's ball by ball.
Okay.
For the next half hour.
Go for it.
Very good. So
How
that
are you,
first ball,
Forthy?
I'm good. Well, I'm okay. I'm just almost recovered from this very heavy cold. I've just had some pasta. I'm all good. How are you?
Yes, I am good too.
How are you, William?
I'm all right, thanks. All good.
Very good. All systems go.
Go.
We've got O'Rourke. He's bowling to Atkinson, who's yet to get off the mark. 7 balls. England. Calamity. Oh, hang on. The umpires are coming together. What could it be?
The ball. They're looking at the ball.
Just looking at the ball.
20
As long
overs
as,
on.
Something wrong with the seam, I think.
okay. All right. As long as it's not the weather, that's not.
Oh no, it's not going to be the weather. Don't worry about that.
I don't really know why they've come together to look at the ball, because you put it through its hoops, it goes through one, doesn't go through the other, on you go. Why do they need to confirm?
It looked like they were looking at something to do with the seam rather than the shape of the ball.
Yeah.
Right. Well, O'Rourke might look. New Zealanders might look scruffy in the field. They've got their shirts untucked. They haven't combed their hair, but so what? They're making mincemeat of England here.
I should be a Kiwi by the sounds of it.
Yes, that's very true. Atkinson, very little backlift, but manages to get it to mid-on off the middle of the bat. Back quite a long way away from the body, but no harm done. How are you seeing things this morning, William?
I think ultimately, probably last night undid England really. I think they lost too many wickets last night with how they played. And then it looks like this morning they maybe tried to be a bit more sensible, but the damage was done really. It's probably how I'd assess it, I think.
Yeah, this one's done. We ain't getting out of this. There's no Johnny Bairstow 130 off 88 balls or whatever it is.
No, very true. The early days. Oh, goodness me. That was a fairly horrible shot from Atkinson. It was played at 45 degrees. He missed it entirely. Neither one thing nor the other really.
No. You got an inside edge onto the ground that bounced near the stumps.
All right, okay. Well, I mean, he was lucky in that case. He was lucky.
He was very lucky.
Yeah, it's just a horrible shot. It's got a long way to go to be England's next, the successor to Ben Stokes with shots like that.
So, what are our thoughts on Emilio Gay?
Thoughts on Emilio Gay?
Right.
Oh, I think he's here to stay. Isn't he? I mean, regardless of the fact he only got 10 in this innings, and that's pinged in from O'Rourke to Atkinson. He manages to defend it quite well. What do you think?
I don't think he looks the part.
Okay.
But he should get another series, really. Probably, maybe he can get into. He looks like he's got technical issues, which I think will get found out quite easily at test level.
A long series of England openers stretching back 10 or even 12 years post Cook and all the way back to Strath, really, who had a good run. They had a series. They got about 7 or 8 matches. Then they'd come up against an Australia, for example, and the technical shortcomings were found out, and then they get dropped and move on to the next one a year later. Rowe runs in and pulls out.
Why did he pull out? Is he injured? Or I think
No, I
he
think
is.
he's all right.
Oh no, he's injured. Something's gone. That's it. He's done. I think he's done a hamstring or something. No, it's not. It can't be a hamstring.
He's not really limping.
No. Side strain? Don't know. But that's weird. He just basically pulled out, didn't he?
Yeah, strange. But he's got a man either side of him. He's limping off the ground. He's just walking. Come on.
Wow.
Yeah. Off he goes. So he's bowled 4 balls of that over. Someone's going to have to bowl the last. If you're ever going to lose one of your most important bowlers, 133 for 6 with the team chasing 373, now will be quite a good time to lose a bowler in the last match of the series.
Oh no! You know what? I think he's done lower back or something. Got a little ping.
I guess at this stage it could be a precaution really as well. Like obviously they know that they've already won the game, so it's not really worth testing it too much.
I think that's a very good point. It looks like Fuchs has come in to complete the over, and the keeper Blundell has come up to the stumps. And that's another dot ball. Fuchs bowled very well this inning so far. 3 for 42. He's bowled very well in the match as a concussion sub. Slightly suspicious one.
Do you think?
Slightly suspicious. I think who was it yesterday? Al Hodge was saying Yeah, that was a bit weird, wasn't it? The guy goes for 25 in 3 overs and then suddenly gets a little niggle and goes off.
Yeah, you can say that, but there's protocol for the whole thing. I mean, I was reading about it. They've got to sign papers and shit.
Okay, fair enough. Dot ball off the last ball. 133 for 6 at the end of the 22nd over. Another 240 for a very unlikely victory over to William for the socials.
We've got 2 super chats actually. First from Joshua Letchford 2034, $5. There is no meaningful difference between we had 5 debutants and New Zealand were better than us. Like that's what better means. And then let me find the other. Oh, there's another one here as well. Al Hotchkiss, £5. Retiring, saying you don't have the 5 just before 6 weeks away doesn't add up at all. Neither does the timing in the match. And then disinterested hand job, $10. I've been amused that Stokes going hasn't resulted in a slew of hagiography, but instead a load of slagging him off immediately. Even Bradwin got a bit longer when he died.
Oh, I think he's out. No? Oh, how did that, Mr. Stumps? Oh, sorry, that's not me. It's you. No.
Don't worry. We're all just bailing in at the moment. That's a play and a miss from Smith. As always in Test match cricket in particular, there's a little personal battle. Smith and Atkinson will be looking to, get some runs on the board and cement their place in the side. Neither are completely secure. Fair to say.
I disagree with that point about the 5 debutants, though. I think, it's just not something you want to do. And I think it definitely weakens the side. You're trying people out you don't know.
It's 4 too many, really.
Yeah, exactly.
That's defended off the back foot by Smith for a dot ball. It's one of those slightly pointless days where everyone sort of knows the result. But, 1 in every 50 occasions, something incredible happens in Test match cricket, and you want to be there when it does.
Unfortunately, I don't see Smith and Atkinson doing it.
I can't see it myself. We can talk about the most remarkable turnaround. There was once when New Zealand played England, and New Zealand were 9 wickets down in the early afternoon. They could not get the 10th wicket. Remember that? It was about 25 years ago. Wider on the crease. Smith to Smith. Not often you get a Smith to Smith action.
They showed that in one of the breaks here. Was that Danny Morrison was one of the batsmen?
I think Danny Morrison was one of the batsmen.
He was, and they survived all afternoon. I mean, England have done it. I remember those draws in South Africa.
Oh well, the classic Johannesburg '95 one.
Graham Onions twice, didn't he?
Right, absolutely. I mean, those are fun, but this one was extraordinary because they were 9 down in the early afternoon, as I remember it. It was very, very remarkable. But every so often, statistically, you'll get an outlier like that.
Yeah.
That's angled wide of the man at gully, and they will come through for a couple. They'll have to hurry, mindful of the recent run out. They do indeed hurry, but they're back. A good couple there.
To a certain degree, statistically, that's what's happened to Bazball, isn't it? I mean, they've won some outrageous wins. They had some outrageous wins from some outrageous positions by playing Bazball, and that started at the beginning, unfortunately, and the stats turned around on them, and those flailing chases. I mean, when it comes off, it looks fantastic. When it doesn't come off, and you fall in a pile, it looks like you're a bunch of idiots.
Everyone's howling.
Yeah.
Smith to Smith, and defends off the back foot. And every so often there'll be an incredible, immaculate bowling performance, like when Stuart Broad got 8 for 15. Yeah. Everything fixed. There's a perfect storm. Every edge goes to hand. There's some incredible catches, but it happens once every 10 or 15 years, maybe, that sort of event.
And this is, I think, this is what annoys me about the press and everything. At the end of the day, it's sport. You've got to enjoy the spectacle. Yes, you want your side to win, and you've got to understand when you're not good enough. But you can't change that by force of will. It just doesn't happen.
And if you're a fan or a spectator, you've got no agency. You just watch it. That's
exactly.
Played off what down to wide third man. They come back for a couple, and Smith moves on to 13. Keepers done the end of the 23rd. 137 for 6. William, with your messages.
Yeah, just catch up on some ones from a bit earlier. Tim Wilson Davis, Smith was on maternity leave and Robbo was injured. I think that was in reply to the super chat about the 5 changes. Then Glock 75. New Zealand perspective here. A smaller pool of players isn't necessarily a bad thing. Also, the South African diaspora has been very good to us. And then Tim Wilson-Davis said, South African diaspora has also been good to Australia and England.
The South African diaspora is good to everybody, pretty much.
It's the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another. That's not a straight bat that Atkinson's got there, but he comes down on it in time and more or less middles it. Remains on naught off 30. We're having a look at the crowd. Patchy, probably about a third full, maybe the ground.
They were free tickets today as well, weren't they?
Yes, were they? Right, okay.
Yeah. They decided to make the 5th day free.
Well, I suppose they wouldn't have had anything in the budget under making a profit with England playing the way they have done the last few years, so they thought might as well.
They might have figured as well that England won't last 20 overs now to give money back. So.
Yeah. That's right, yeah. Have we got any gorillas there today that we know of?
Not that I know of, no. Oh, well, Gary will be there with his pencil sharpening, spouting nonsense in the commentary, in the press box, no doubt. To my question earlier, do you think that Baz will resign after this test now?
Oh, that's a good question. The obvious time to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, why forge? It'd be very hard for him to. That's a dot ball down to mid-on. Hard for him to forge a relationship 3 or 4 years in. And I think whoever the new captain is almost needs to have, a new man alongside him, and they forge that new relationship. What do you think?
Well, I think 2 people he possibly could go would be Brooks, and the only other option we were talking about earlier was Duckett, actually.
Yeah. Well, indeed. He's got a good century just at the right moment, arguably in the first. And that's played wide of the man at square leg, and they'll come back for a single. And the Australian way is very straightforward. You just pick your best batsman.
Well, yeah, but our best batsman's Root, and Root's already done it. And I think that was also my other point. If you make him captain again, I think you'll shorten his career.
He's not a good captain either.
He's not a very good captain, and I don't think he wants it full time. I think he was happy to do it for one test.
I think Harry Brook is the obvious man, but I mean, what?
I don't think he'd. Not for a test side yet, I don't think. Not batting the way he does. Well,
no, I say so. But the other thing is, it could, like when that was a dot ball. Like when Gooch took over finally. Suddenly his average went up. Instead of going down by 10, it went up by 10.
Well, I mean, the only thing but again, I think you need, if Brooks going to be captain, actually, he would work with Baz because he buys into Baz ball, right? But actually, I think someone needs to take the reins with Brook. He might have a good cricketing brain, but they need to, he needs to look at how Root got to where Root is, because he's got all the attributes to be a fantastic batsman.
Fulk strides in. He's got a very wide stride, and that's another dot ball to finish the over at the end of the 24th. 139 for 6, William.
Yeah, we've got another super chat. Jay Grover, £5. The only lesson I take from this is calling Billy William proper head mash. Then we had a bit earlier Sutahu. I just lost it. I need to find it. What has the debutants got to do in New Zealand? And it's up to your side to put up to their best side.
Yes, it is. Yeah. But my point is, there were 2 injuries. Smith went off to have a baby. You know my point of view on that. It's like, man, okay. But that's when we're in 2026 now, and you had Ollie Robinson had an injury, but the 2 people you took out for stupid reasons.
Smith. And he just opens the face of the bat, but only gets it as far as gully all along the ground. Dot ball.
And then Stokes offers the balance in the side. They basically shouldn't have. The other 2 were maybe necessary, but you took out Stokes and you took out Atkinson, which is half your attack. You had a replacement anyway because Joffa hadn't played the first test, so you're only essentially one man to find in the squad. And as someone in the press rightly pointed out, and this may have been a bit weird, but they could have brought Pope back as keeper. At least he had some fucking experience at test level.
Not a bad call. Smith on Smith action continues. And
But
a defensive shot, but he missed the ball, but no edge. William.
we've got an interesting take here from Mark Arnold. I'd like to hear your points. This my hunch is that Baz's contract is finishing and Stokes will replace him. Not sure about Rocky either.
Oh, I don't think that's happening. I think Stokes is stepping. If he's stepping back, he's stepping back. It sounds like he's going to play for Durham. And I did see was it Adam Collins and what's their podcast called? The Last Word. I saw someone put a still on our WhatsApp group of the title of their pod that they'd done yesterday with Dan in.
Yes, and that goes wide around the crease. Smith defended. Dot ball. Yes, spare.
And it said Stokes retires for now in brackets, and because he came back to ODIs, and you wonder whether he'll come out of retirement for the Ashes next year. Well, I didn't listen to it, but knowing Dan, I guess that's their take.
Now, I believe that what we've just seen is a wicket, but am I looking at an old clip?
I think it might be Harry Brook.
Thank you, because I didn't see the first half hour because I was having my pasta. So that was Harry Brook wicket from earlier. No alarms, no wicket. Back to the current action. Smith to Smith. Defended by Smith. Dot ball. Stop me if you've heard this one before. I think the thing about Stokes is, it's almost incredible with the workload he's had and the captaincy to have got to whatever he is. Is he 36? I mean, there can't have been much petrol left in the tank anyway, so it was within the next year or so. Maybe it's come a little prematurely. But I remember Nasser Hussain, when he stepped down from the captaincy, saying, after 4 years as England captain, you are completely gone. Your mind is fried. You have to take a step back.
Yeah, I mean, my point earlier was I think we were nearing that point, but I think he kind of wanted to go to get revenge against the Aussies next year, and then he retired. I don't think we'd have had much more than that.
Well, never say never. He might have a rest, have a think, and care to, step forward, put your cape on one more time. He'd certainly be a lot fresher if he had a few months off.
And maybe not as captain as well. Maybe by then the captain settled in.
Yeah. That's defended.
That's what I thought he'd do.
Over to go.
What, stay on the side? I think he just wants a break, so he might well retire.
I thought he like you said, I thought he'd finish after the Ashes next year.
Yeah,
Probably what I thought he'd do. So.
I think everyone thought that. I mean, his body does. I mean, as an all-rounder, you are going through the ringer a lot more than one discipline.
Last ball of the over. Opens face the bat, gets wide to the right hand of the man at gully. So they'll come through for the single. Smith will keep the strike. 140 for 6 at the end of the 25th over. William.
We've got another super chat. Ray Stoke, $2. Only theme song for this, Burning Down the House. Then we've got here Cole Herbert, who will face more balls, Mitchell or England?
What's that?
And then Al Hotchkiss, so long as there is no hand wringing about bringing him back, he's gone. Thanks for all you've done, but that's it. And then a couple of suggestions here. Extra Fluffo, Bear to replace Baz, or Tim Wilson-Davis, Silverwood as head coach.
No, we tried. We had Silverwood. He was dull as dishwater. This is the problem, and that goes back to my question: who replaces these people? I mean, I said earlier, I think Keys has got to go. I think Keys handled that situation. He shat his pants at the press, and they should never have been dropped for the second test. I think that's a whole fucking load of crap. They should have had some balls and stood up to them and said nothing really happened. Yeah. It wasn't their fucking fault. Some idiot probably decided to go. So what? They were in a fucking nightclub. They just played a test match. They didn't have a game for 10 days. Stokes' 35th birthday was just before the test match, so he couldn't celebrate it himself anyway. That was just fucking nonsense, that was. Over to you, 40.
That's great, isn't it? Final nail in the coffin, I think that probably was. He might have felt very let down by his...
I think so.
Dot ball from Santner, who's just come on to bowl. Bowling to... He's only got one over under his belt so far, Santner, from last night, I imagine, and that was for 7 runs. Second ball now. Smith opens his body up and smears it past the man at point. I think that's going to go all the way. That gully, rather. I think that might go all the way or might not. Let's find out.
I imagine the feed's a lot better today, although in Australia you never get it particularly well, do you? Anyway. It's not too hot in here. The computers are reasonably happy.
Well, what seems to happen quite often is the feed starts well, and then slightly runs. It's beginning to, after about 20 minutes or so, begins to slow up a bit. I don't know why.
Now I might have an answer for that.
Another technical guy. That's clip round the corner on the 45, and they'll come back for a couple. What do you think that is all about? Then?
Right, I think because the part I've always thought, I can just get heat cooling pads for my computers, right, and that'll keep them cool. But I did a little bit of research on this whilst we were basically blipping out on first or second day. And actually it's because your CPU and your GPU are constantly processing video. They're going to heat up and you're going to get thermal runaway. So when you first log on, it's fine, and then they're heating up, and that's why it's slowing down. So it's your processing speed. You just need a better computer, a really high level processor, and probably a cooling pad.
Fair enough. That's a dot ball played out into the covers by Smith.
I never thought of it like that. I thought once you got going, it would probably be enough to get rid of the heat, but then it comes down to your CPUs and your GPUs.
Oh, there's a big appeal there. Santner has got a wry grin on his face. He doesn't think there's anything in that one. The wicketkeeper Blundell was much more interesting.
I didn't think it. I thought it hit Blundell, not the batsman, actually. So it missed the stumps. It missed the stumps and didn't hit a pad, as far as I could see.
Well, be the reason. It's a good ball.
Oh no!
Did it go off his back pad, but very high up?
Yeah, it went off his back leg. Yeah.
Far too high to be a realistic field. Santner in again. Encouraged, at least, by that. It was a good turn. It was a classic low left-hander's delivery, pitched on, off and left it. But that's, that's just going to beat the man to the boundary, so that's another welcome 4 runs for Smith.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
So that's an expensive over from Santner, just the 10 runs off it, and England do get the 150 up, which didn't look too lightly maybe at one stage, 150 for 6. So William, with your messages.
Yeah, we've got a lot of chat about the next England head coach, extra fluffo. Idris Elba would be a decent coach.
Yes.
Who's KP as coach?
No. Fuck off.
No, I think I'll probably agree with you on that one.
Never.
Then Messi says, draft Alex Stewart. He knows all about managing people and teams.
Now, Alex Stewart would not be a bad call.
Yeah. And then go 5T Ryder. Sorry, quickly. Seen on a podcast, Michael Vaughan said he wouldn't mind going into a coaching role if any positions became available. Might be a vacancy quite soon for the England job.
No.
I know he's unpopular in Guerrilla Cricket, but I will say I do think Michael Vaughan is a very shrewd reader of the game.
Yeah, he is a very shrewd reader of the game. But, yeah, he's just an arse.
He is also an arse, it's true. There again. We have plenty of arses as head coaches.
Yeah, true.
He's in a long tradition of them. Fultz now is taken over. Now that O'Rourke's gone off, he's trundling in again with his long strides. That's a dot ball to Atkinson to start the over.
He's also a little bit racist, probably.
Oh yeah, there is that as well. Yeah, there was all that Yorkshire hoo-ha, of course. Oh, and that's a more extravagant shot, but straight to the man at cover point. Got ball. Atkinson showing a little more sign of intent. He's 2 off 20. Having a look at the aerial view. It's an odd-shaped ground, Trent Bridge, like a lozenge. With I don't know, how would you describe it? It's like a medieval hut made of wattle and daub, with a little peak on it. And that's defended off the back foot by Atkinson. Not ball.
Alex Stewart. Yeah, it'd be interesting. What would he change in the side? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? He's probably someone who would calm Brooks down.
Yeah, he's a pragmatist, I always think, Alex Stewart. Wasn't he? He was a pragmatist.
Yeah.
I think he just want Brooks. Brooks just needs to be a bit more selective, really.
A forward defensive from Atkinson. Considering the amount of runs he scored, it's sometimes tempting to slightly forget about Alex Stewart. I think he's got like the second or third most
Yeah, he scored. 7
For
or
England,
8,000 test runs.
Vast number of runs. The thing about Alex Stewart was they could never quite decide whether he was keeper or not. And when he wasn't keeper, he averaged well over 40. And when he was keeper, he averaged 30. It really does make a big difference.
Yeah, and then they had him even opening as a keeper as well, didn't they, towards the end?
Yeah, opening as a keeper, I mean, that's asking too much. Well, it slightly depends, doesn't it, how long you've been in the field.
Well, there you go. His test career, 133 matches, 8,463 runs at 39.54, the high score of 190.
Yeah, against Pakistan, I remember that innings. Yeah, so he's a great batsman.
He was,
and he was facing a lot of. He was, in the 90s.
Oh my God!
Brilliant bowlers to face.
You know what? He's got bowling stats in test matches. He bowled 20 balls, had 13 runs hit off him.
I did not know that. I can't even imagine how that came about.
in a dead draw. This is the only thing. I remember watching Dhoni bowl, taking his pads off in a test match in India because it was fucking dead.
We did it in England as well a couple of times, didn't he? End of the 27th, 150 for 6, William.
Got a bit more to talk about the coach. Who seriously, England need the opposite of Baz. Justin Langer is old school, who makes you work too hard. And then I think, so go.
Well, yeah. The problem with that is that's like the Andy Flower thing, isn't it? Eventually, that falls apart as well because everyone loses it in the strictness.
I think there's always a temptation to swing from one end of the spectrum to the other with these. You see it with prime ministers, don't you? Oh, we'll move from Margaret Thatcher, we'll go to the opposite end of the extreme with John Major.
Mr. Gray.
Well, Joshua Letchford has said Keir Starmer's free this weekend. So, there we go.
Very good, very good. And Santner in again. Round the wicket to Smith, who more aggressive shot from him, plays it very firmly down to mid-on, but not so firmly that he can't run through for the single. Gets Atkinson back in his front.
Well, we're having a change at the end of this over. Is not Fred here? No, Fred's not here, so I presume that's Tony, Messers and Anindo. I don't know then. Over to you, Forty.
Yes, well, I've got. Can you hear me? I think my connection is cracking up. Bear, you might have to do a little ball by ball for the rest of the over.
Okay, that was just played out to the covers, and there was no run. Oh, we can hear you fine, Forty.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just my feed has almost ground to a halt now. My CPU has given up on me.
Okay.
Fred's message to say is running 7 minutes late.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I guess I'll carry on then as Fred until Fred arrives. Yeah, it's me. Play back to the bowler. And that'll be a single. No, it won't be a single. It'll be a dot ball. Get it together, boy. Get it together.
2 balls to go.
Yeah. Round the wicket, Santner. And that's driven by Atkinson, but out to cover on the bounce. Crowd catch. No run. I was a bit excited to come in today because of yesterday, because I didn't get to speak yesterday, obviously, because it's my day off. And everything happened. And I was like, oh, we've got lots to say.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Santner around the wicket. And that's defended back to him once more. And that is the end of the over, the end of our little stint.
I may or may not see you later. I think I'm on mid-afternoon. Yes. I suspect it's probably less likely.
Well, been 30 minutes without a wicket. It's a pretty poor show, really.
Yeah, well...
Indeed. I missed my under. God damn it. Do you want to do those last 2 super chats, Will? And then
yes. Okay, you go, Will.
Oh, no, he's gone. So you do them.
Okay. Brian in Brisbane sends us $10. He says, Stokes opening sure fucked the England batting dynamics. How does Amelia feel about being shafted back down the order? Hope the selectors remember the shafting when next looking at his figures. And Jay sent us £5. He says, Bear, the People's SRSY, that's him, forbids you to refer to that. I don't know what it was about, but...
What's SRSY? Sheffield something or other, something society, what? I don't know.
I don't know. He's a people's poet, and he's the representative of the people. Everything.
Yes, we don't know what you're talking about, Jay. Yeah, no, I mentioned that about Amelia Gay earlier. I mean, it just seemed a bit daft that they changed the order. It's a test match, as we were talking about earlier. You've got to take it seriously, and they should have just kept to the original batting order. But hey.
You know, Bear, while I was away, I've had a brilliant idea. I think you need a new coach, right? I'm volunteering Gautam Gambhir.
No. Don't want him.
But he comes with a pre-packed jingle.
Yeah, well, that he does, and it's a very short one. And quite genial at the same time. But no.
We'll probably give you a good deal for that.
Yeah. I mean, this is it. We're all the same, aren't we? We all hate our managers when they're not doing very well. And
I hate Gautam Gambhir, whether he's doing well or badly. I mean, he's a fucking asshole.
He doesn't.
Frankly, I'd look for a group of people, including a selector, an ECB manager, and a coach. None of whom have been in the roles at all. Brand new people. Scrub the whole team list, then start from scratch. So, okay, here's people who are playing county cricket. Who's going to actually play for England? And obviously, a lot of these guys have come through, but you know, there's too much attachment to the existing structure with existing people.
No, but that's not just us.
I think they should have Annie Chave in the selection committee.
It's about time there was a woman on it.
And she's the only one who watches county cricket.
Well, yeah.
That's
a lot more than others.
True. I mean, yeah. I mean, people are in the test side for a reason. There are certainly spots up for grabs. It always is when there's a change in management, because you've got different ideas about what you want and perceptions of different people. But
well, England is special. I mean, even without change in management, you have 5 debutantes in a test.
Yeah,
season, right?
well, self-inflicted, as we talked about earlier. But you know,
yeah.
But as I said, I think the top 6 is, well, actually with Stokes out now, I mean, you could argue someone maybe should come in for Jamie Smith. Are there better options than Jamie Smith? That's a discussion to have. Bethel, I'd give him a little bit long. I mean, he looks the part. The question is, as we said, he's got to play more cricket. And then there's the opener spot. Emilio Gay's in it at the moment. Has he convinced? Not entirely. Has he done really badly? No. He's got a couple of 50s. And then the bowling attack, it's not too bad.
I've got an even more brilliant idea than in India. I've just realised. I'll wait for this.
Folks, is in. Smith defends square on the offside. It's fielded and they don't take a run.
Okay, so well, there's a reality show, I think, about Britain's Next Top Model or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, what about Britain's Next Top Cricketer? I have an elimination process, and there's one spot in the team for whoever wins that. See how that goes. I rather like the idea.
Well, yeah, folks, in at Smith's pads, defends out on the onside and there's no run. I mean, he's not putting up trees anymore, is he really? I mean, has he got any runs in any innings in this series? I think he might have got a 50 somewhere. But, mind you, he only played at Lord's, didn't he? He didn't do very well at Lord's and he didn't play the next test. Didn't get many in the first innings here, though.
There's been quite a bit of discussion on the chat about the possibility of Justin Langer coming. He actually did a really good job for Australia when he first took over from Lehman. He stayed too long, but
well, that was
sort of reset their need.
Yeah, well, that was the point we were just talking about with Forty. That one's driven out to the cover boundary. They'll get a couple of runs there. Yeah, you tend to swing from one extreme to the other, isn't it? I think you'd be the other extreme. We were just talking about Alex Stewart, and I don't think that's a bad call.
That was my nomination, yeah. Someone who knows how things work, who's confident in himself, but he's not a bossy, because people like Alex Stewart as well, but he's firm and strong.
Yeah, and he's disciplined. It's worked out to mid-wicket and there's no run. But yeah, that's the obvious question. Who is there? I mean, there was talk not that I was trying to go back to Andy Flower. A, you've got to get him out of the IPL and all the franchise stuff that he probably enjoys doing and getting paid lots of money for. And B, we all know how that ended. So
Yeah, I mean, the truth is, anything involved in an England coaching position is going to be a nightmare. The
yeah,
level of scrutiny.
it's really high pressure, isn't it? And that's nice shot from Smith. Punches that through the offside, beats cover, and they're going to come back for 2, I think. Yeah, indeed, they come back for 2.
I mean, someone like Dizzy Gillespie was talking about, it was hard enough working at Yorkshire and Sussex, but he said you go do it for England, and it's a totally different level.
Well, yeah, and I imagine it is the same for Australia, and it is the same for India as well, isn't it? Even
Not so much in Australia. Most people wouldn't know who the Australian coach was.
Defended out to the offside, and there's no one. I imagine they do when they're losing, though. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think
yeah.
all these jobs are quite easy when you're winning. No one's really questioning anything you do, are they? It's only when you start losing.
So we got 2 more super chats. Joe Grover sent us £2. He says, Anindo, I made that joke half an hour ago. I'm not sure which one it was.
Which one? Must be the Gautam Gambhir one. It wasn't a joke. I really want him to go to England.
I don't want to.
Ina Kimono sent us 1,000 Japanese yen. Thank you. He says, if Key remains in charge, the next captain will doubtless be Crawley.
Well,
And Mark Arnold sends us £2. Says, swap Jamie Smith with Jordan Cox. He wasn't crap.
no, he wasn't. I think he looked actually. It looked like he knew what it was. He knew what it was about. I mean, he was a bit of a thankless task at the end when he got out in the second innings, but he was batting with number 11 at that point. That's defended into the leg side, and there is no run.
Bear and Messi. So I found you 3 possible cricketers you could actually induct in the England side.
Go for it.
Neil Brand from South Africa.
Okay, another Safa.
He's played county cricket. Meets the nationality requirement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guided by
There's
Atkinson. Can't beat slip, no run, carry on.
Graham van Buren, also from South Africa. He plays for South Africa at the moment. He's a British citizen. And Jack Carson of Ireland.
Of Ireland?
No.
Off spinner.
But surely if he plays for South Africa, you can't.
I think he's got dual citizenship, no?
Yeah, but I don't think you can switch like that in cricket, can you? That's direct hits. It's played up to mid-on by Atkinson, but they get through. There's half appeal.
You just need nationality, right?
Yeah, but if you've actually played for because they changed the rules, didn't they? That's how Emilio Gay can play for England. If you're playing for a associate nation, then you can play for a bigger nation and swap instantly. I don't think you can play for South Africa, a genuine senior side, and then just switch next week and play for England.
Isn't there a decent Australian bowler playing for Surrey, is now qualified for England? I'm trying to think.
You're asking the wrong man about county cricket.
What is it, Worrell, something like that?
I don't know. Tony might know. He's coming on. No, he's not. Fred's coming on. He might know. That one is spinning off the surface on about a leg stump line. Leading edge from Smith out to cover, and there is no run. Santner around the wicket again.
Dan Worrell, I think it is, now I think about it.
Okay, not heard of him.
What's his name?
Dan Worrell, I think.
Inside half of the bat goes to short leg. There's a leg slip and a short leg and a slip. They're crowding the bats as Smith is facing up. When will he crack and go for a big shot and get out? Santner. Well, he's hit that into the ground. It was a bit short from Santner. He went back, tried to force it through the offside, but could only hit cover. And that is the end of the over.
I don't think he is at Surrey. I think he's at Gloucestershire, actually.
But he is eligible, yes. He's born in Melbourne. Yeah.
Okay. No, he's playing for Surrey now, and he's very good, but he's getting on a bit. He's 34. Okay, so back on the chat. Eric J suggests Malcolm Tucker. He let him know what he thought, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's from the comedy The Thick of It. If you haven't seen that, you should do. Joshua Letchford says, we know our coach when we lose tests. We are losing white ball games, and I have no idea who the coach is, or am I just...
it's Ben McCullum. Baz McCullum.
he's just been appointed ball coach as well as test coach, which was a very rash decision, I think.
Well, I think he might be more suited to that. That's pulled down towards long leg, and is. Oh no, it wasn't pulled. Actually, it was a leg by. Came off his thigh pad.
And Jay Grover sends £2 to say, Nindo, we know what you want to happen to him. Goten Gambir, I presume. It's not pretty either.
No, it's not.
Folks is into Smith. He tends to dab that down to third man. Don't know if he got an edge. Don't think so, because no one's oohing and ahhing behind the stumps, but he missed it. So did Blundell, and there is no run.
And Jay says, serious point, Carson is a good call. There you go.
What does he do? Bowler or batter?
It's a spinner, didn't you say, Anindo? The Irishman, Carson?
Yes, off spinner.
Oh, okay. That one is guided down to third man. There's no run. I suppose Ryan Ahmed might get a run in the side if they get a new coach, although you know my opinions on what they should do with Ryan Ahmed. Someone needs to teach him how to bowl a stock delivery in a first-class game.
That's the interesting thing. That's what coaching is, isn't it?
Well, yes, but I mean he's been around. He's been around for quite a while. No one's gone by the scruff of the neck. Whenever I've seen him bowl, he bowls too flat and doesn't seem to have a rotating seam around the axis. That one is defended by Smith on the back foot, maybe kept a little bit low up towards mid-on, and there is no run. Fred, you have to come and sit in here. I've been on for an hour and God knows. Fred's going to take over.
Saturday Player says something that actually resonates. He says the great disappointment is that there seems to be no obvious improvement in any of the players.
Next ball is on off stump, defended by Smith. Keep talking, Messrs. You're doing a grand job.
Okay, Jeff Ward says are there no suitable coaches from county clubs or Sheffield Shield teams? You don't want another Australian. J.O. will be bad enough for you. I think it's got to be really attractive for someone to go to a job like that. It changes your life completely.
As Folks is in again, and this is angled towards the gully by Smith. That completes the over, the 31st of the innings. England are 157 for 6. Are there any messages?
Good morning, Fred.
Hello, Messrs. Hello, Anindo.
Hello, Fred. How are you?
Marvellous.
Excellent.
Messrs, you read some messages while I try and work out where I am and what's going on.
Hooves says England need discipline. You said it yourself. That's certainly true. Eric J says Andy Burnham is on the England balcony. I'm not sure that's going to help a lot. Lockie Six Eyes says I'm finally persuaded by Chinese AI that the Earth is flat. It took over an hour. The trouble is that it's very believable.
Depends what prompt you put in, as Santner's going to start a new over. I don't know
so
whether he's been bowling
please.
up to now or whether it's something new, but I haven't. Anyway, he's right arm round the wicket, and that turns. That pitch just outside off stump. Atkins sort of groped forward at it, and it turned and beat the outside edge by a long way, probably about 6 inches. So, oh yeah, maybe he played inside the line, but probably didn't. As Santner is in again, bowls, and this is on middle and leg and turned into the ground and then into the hands of the short leg by Atkinson, who's batted for 35 balls for his 3, so he's showing a bit of application that some higher up the order haven't.
Certainly true.
As he faces up to Mitchell Santner again, and this dies. It kept very low. Fortunately for Atkinson, it turned. He went back because the ball was a little bit short, and then he just watched as it sort of limped past the off stump, hit the wicket-keeper's pads, and had that been straight, he would have looked rather foolish.
So Fred, who's your next captain?
Not sure it's a going back wicket. As we'll get to this in a minute. Santner is in again, and this is on leg stump and turned off the pad into the hands of short leg. Santner does do a slight appeal towards the umpire, but he's not getting any joy, and they don't look like they're in any interest in reviewing that decision. So it must have come off the pad. But he's causing difficulties as Santner is in again and bowls well outside the off stump, and this is flayed through the offside. It beats the shorter man but is fielded by the wide mid-off going back, so a single to Gus Atkinson off the 5th ball of the over. Maybe he's trying to protect Smith. Probably not. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, we're looking at the one that was came off the pad and was went into the hands of short leg. It was nowhere near the bat. 1 ball left of this over as Smith on 29 faces up to Santner, and that turns quite dramatically again. It started outside the off stump and went further, and Blundell couldn't take it. The end of the over, 158 for 6.
Nick Vickers is with us. He says, "Hi Gorillas, hi everybody. In happier cricket news, great weekend for both the Irish men and women with victories over India and the West Indies. And England women are just 2 games away from bringing it home." I hate that expression. Oh.
There was an extraordinary partnership in the West Indies versus Sri Lanka game. I think a test record of over 400 for the 6th wicket.
That's
or
correct.
7th wicket. Of a young wicketkeeper playing I think his 2nd game for the West Indies, whose name I must admit I was not familiar with. As this first ball of a new over from Folkes, he appeals as it hits the pad, but it's very high and going down leg, and none of his teammates join in. And Roston Chase at the other end. Amir Jangu hit a double 100 in his 2nd test match. Roston Chase hit about 190. And they absolutely annihilated Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka are weaker than they have been. Probably they may be actually the weakest they've been for about 25-30 years, but even so that's quite a performance from the West Indies.
Yeah, indeed it is.
Who have struggled with batting themselves in recent years, as Folkes is in again to Atkinson's full, and he drives this up to wide mid-off, no run.
401 in almost exactly 100 overs it was.
And perhaps if I'm remembering this correctly, there's a metaphor here, because the previous record, was it held by Stokes and Bairstow? Were they eclipsed
I think it was
2 days ago? Is that a greater metaphor, or am I reading too much into that? As Atkinson gets ready to face Folkes again, the substitute Folkes, and he turns this off his leg quite nicely, actually, very fine. No chance of long leg cutting that off, even if there was one. There was one, trots into the picture a long time after the ball has gone into the boundary for one of these. No, that's a 6. I'm not going to play that. So let's try a 4 jingle.
It's Nissan She. It's Nissan She.
Oh, nicely played by Atkinson. He's no mug with the bat. I'm sure. I mean, okay. Yesterday afternoon, I spent the whole day with my club playing cricket and, or rather, watching cricket and enjoying a very successful day out in beautiful, absolutely beautiful weather in the Oxfordshire countryside. As next ball from Folkes is a little bit shorter, and Atkinson's defends. And I'm pleased to say I missed all the shenanigans that went on in and around the Test match, because people who've been listening to Guerrilla Cricket for a few years and have had the misfortune to listen to me over the years know there's one thing I dislike more than anything else. It's sort of narcissism in cricket. It's selfishness in cricket. It's talking about individual players rather than the team, and I have no real love for. His next ball is it's down the leg side. I don't think he got a flick on that, and Blundell standing up couldn't take it cleanly. I'd like players to retire after they've played their last game. I know it's unfashionable. I know they like to. Some of them do tours. Last tours. Tendulkar did a 2-year lap of the world, trying to get a century. When they were putting in special tests for him. Stuart Broad was as close to being to my perfection in this as possible, as Fuchs bowls again and Atkinson defends, because he did it sort of the afternoon of his last day of Test cricket. But I just, you know what, play your last game and say thank you very much, I've retired. I just can't stand this glorification of the individual in a team sport. It's not for me. personally.
And the way it was done was just disrespectful.
And the business of opening the batting, I thought was just... I wasn't following it live, but it just seems ridiculous, if you ask me. But so that's
By the way,
my
that
piece.
last ball of Santner's in this last over turned 10 degrees.
10 degrees, a bit like the amount that the weather degrees have dropped in England over the last couple of days. After 3 days of mid-30s, it's dropped to a very comfortable mid-20s. And everyone's walking around with a smile on their face. As Santner starts a new over to Smith, I'll bring an Indo in a minute, as he guides this behind square on the offside. It's fielded by the deep cover. So, the deep gully, rather. I'm sure everything that needs to be said on this subject has been said in my absence, and I'm happy for that.
That doesn't stop us saying more.
But
you know that.
But as Santner is in again and bowls, and this is hit into the ground and then into the hands of short extra. And Indo, do you enjoy laps of honour from retiring cricketers, or are you like me prefer if they do it with a bit of dignity?
Oh, absolutely, every single time. I mean, you.
This next ball from Santner clips the pad and rebounds towards slip, and they looked interested in the chance, but I don't think it was off the bat. Sorry. Actually, probably best wait till the end of the over, and Indo. Sorry, because he gets through these overs really quickly, and that was nowhere near the bat or glove as it rebounded to slip. I like Santner as a cricketer. He's not got a classical action. He's a bit tippy-toed, but this was going down the leg side. They sort of appeal again, but more to the heavens rather than to the upright. Sorry,
it took an edge. Otherwise, that would have been out.
Well, I think it was missing, but maybe it was missing because it took an inside edge. Smith is on 29. He's he could do his prospects good with. And he's hit this back high and deep over the bowler's head, and as it cleared the boundary, I think it may have landed just a couple of feet in short of the rope. We're waiting to see an umpire. No, it has gone all the way, and that is a rare one of these.
The number of the day really hops and kicks. The number of the day is 666.
It's really a shot without any danger at all, because I don't think there is anyone out
Beautifully,
there.
cleanly hit.
It was a sweet hit, timed it nicely, and back over the bowler's head. Santner in to complete the over, and this is Fuller, and this is just blocked towards mid on the end of the over, 168 for 6. And Indo, sorry to have interrupted you earlier.
No, all I was saying is, we spoke, you and I basically started talking about Tendulkar's 2 years at the same time. I mean that shows you that it's not something that I think cricketers should be allowed to do.
Yes.
Because no cricketer is going to be able to do it of their own volition, right?
Well, I mean, it's nice to be in a position to dictate these sort of things, I suppose, if you're... But
people rarely are when they're going to retire.
Yeah, have a bit of dignity about it, The game is bigger than you, and... yes, I'm sure it's nice for the players concerned to get their guards of honour and their reading their own obituaries, you might say, which people don't often get an opportunity to do.
I get all that, but having said that, Fred, specifically for Ben Stokes, I think the circumstances preceding that are what makes this something that people obviously don't like, right? It's not the retirement itself.
That's probably true. We're going to change your bowling. Sears is going to come into the attack and bowls full, and it's flipped off middle and off almost, round the corner to long leg by Atkinson. A slightly risky shot, but he gets a single. Let's jingle up the new bowler.
Ben Sears, what?
Oh, that's short and sweet. Right. Again, as I say, I've missed a lot of the coverage, so there may be aspects to this I'm missing. But I'm quite happy to have, I feel quite glad that I've missed out on it, because it would have probably had me steaming through the ears as Sears comes in again and bowls, and that is angling in towards off stump, and Smith gets everything behind it. But there is a 2-month break before the next Test match for England, something like that. I think they're at the end of August, possibly early September, before they play Pakistan, so there's some time for reflection. Whether that's on the narrow point of who's going to be playing and captaining in the next game, or the greater questions of higher up the hierarchy, as Sears bowls again, turned round the corner this time by Smith, another easy single. And 170 for 6 now the score. New Zealand need 4 wickets to win, England an unlikely 203.
You spoke the other day when you left of your one fan. I think you got more than one now.
Oh, wow.
Racing Rant says, here, not Fred. And Jay Grover sends £2 for agreeing with Alan. There you go.
Well, this is wonderful stuff. Can I find a way of monetising this newfound... this one keeps low from Sears.
Aim.
And Atkinson's as well, to get the middle of the bat behind it. That was a foolish ball, and it didn't rise at all, but well watched. That's the advantage of playing straight, actually. He actually didn't get the middle of the bat on it. He got the toe of the bat on it, but again, that's why you play with a straight bat, because if it doesn't hit the middle, you've got a bit of leeway, which you don't have if you're playing across the line. Atkinson faces up to Sears again, right arm over the wicket on leg stump. He tries to flick it round the corner. It hits his pad, dribbles to square leg, no run. 1 ball left of this, the 35th over of the innings, and then we'll have some more messages if there are any, Messi.
Well, there are lots of messages, very few of them getting read because there is so much going on.
Right. I'm happy to just talk about the cricket that's going on in front of us, which probably nobody else is doing. And we're an alternative cricket commentary service. And if the alternative means playing it straight down the line, maybe we should be doing that. As Sears is in again and bowls, and this is turned sweetly through mid-wicket. There is a sweeper from deep square leg, so it's only a single to Atkinson. He's into double figures. The end of the 35th over, 171 for 6.
Nick Vicker says, hey Messi, I'm not a massive fan of bringing it home either, but I really hope that England women can get the job done, but it will be tough. It will be tough. Australia have been pretty formidable so far, and they've also got to beat South Africa first. So
let me guess, has it got to the semi-final stage of this Women's World Cup, of which I've not watched a single ball, and the semi-finalists are England, Australia, India and South Africa?
No.
Oh.
No, you're wrong. West Indies, not India.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Wasn't
trying to rub it in. I had no idea.
They played Australia and India played at Lord's yesterday, and they were using the full width of the ground.
Okay,
excellent. So the boundaries were bigger than IPL boundaries.
Bigger than women's IPL boundaries. As Santner starts a new over, floats this one up, and Atkinson just in a slightly bottom hand drivey way pushes it back to the bowler. He's not a classical batsman, Atkinson. He's had some success in the past. He has a Test 100, if I'm remembering correctly, unless I dreamt that. Pretty sure he has. So he's not a mug, as Santner is in again. This is shorter, and he perhaps tried to play an arm ball, and it's hoiked out to deep mid-wicket where Young is fielding, and they just get a single. I'm not sure how long that was in the air, actually.
Good God, it's going crazy here. Diana Patterson says, I object strongly. I have always been a not Fred fan.
Yes, she was the one. That was that was the one I was relying on. Nice to hear from you, Diana. As ever, Smith facing up to Santner. Floats it up, and it's flick driven through cover out to a sweeper. Do they need so many sweepers? A single to Smith, 37 to him.
It must be nice to have such a loyal fan following.
It's a niche. It's a niche loyal following. It sort of verges between 1 and 3 people, and then I say something which loses 2 of them again, and then I have to spend years building it up. As sat the balls again, and this is
right
it. What happened there? I thought he drove that straight, and somehow he ended up being not taken by the keeper. I'm going to need to have another look at this one. It was a foolish ball outside the off stump, and that turned and beat the outside edge of Atkinson's bat.
Turned a lot.
And it was turned too much for Blundell, who's kept pretty well in this series, very well actually, and Santner bowls again. And this time Atkinson goes right forward, bat and pad close together, and defends. 1 ball left of this over. 200 now required by England Are we due a change? I know I've come
We
in
are,
late,
yes.
but I'm
We are indeed.
Yeah, we do.
See what's going on as Santner bowls well outside the off stump, an attempted cut by Atkinson, and that one bounces high. It's taken by Blundell. The end of the over, and is it a 3-person change, Tony?
No, it's not. You're saying I'm summarising.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay.
Tony's coming in.
See you soon.
Thank you,
See ya, Anindo. Thank you. Johan Ariadnam sends us $7.99. Thank you, Johan.
Wow. Should I play a super chat for that? Marketing 2.
Oh, it deserves it. He says, I can't help thinking no one cares about the result. It's just the Ben Stokes show. England need a real
Can I now?
restart.
Yes, I can.
Keep Brook and Duckett, but need a strategy.
I'm going to play a belated super chat jingle for that.
Do it. It's just William. I mean, it is just William because he's the only one we can see there. So it is just William. Right.
Oh, I see. I thought you were talking 1940s English schoolboy
Richard
books.
Crompton, was it?
Richmal Crompton?
Somebody like that.
Richmal.
173 for 6. These two are doing very well, by the way.
Oh, you've bocked it now.
A bit inside edge by Smith, but it drops down. It's Ben Sears, who is bowling. I mean, as if you needed reminding. England started today on 103 for 4. Root was brilliantly run out by Henry Nicholls.
Is he?
Yes, he was. Although possibly the call might have been Smith's. I asked the Bear and he wasn't sure.
That's when I was driving through the Rotherhithe Tunnel. I didn't know how the wicket fell.
Yeah, well, there you are. In comes Sears again, well defended by Jamie Smith, very solid. And Emilio Gay was caught behind. He'd got one, I think, the end of the over before that had really reared up and probably shaken him up a bit. And he fenced at one and was taken by the mulleted Blundell. The Bear is off to see Mr. Anchovy, his accountant. So that will be entertaining.
Come back in a bad mood.
I think he's only getting something signed.
Okay.
So I don't think it's going to be anything too serious from what I know. So I'm sure you've been asked this, William, because I'm new to what actually. I'll wait until Sears is in. That's nicely turned off his legs, but straight to mid-on, no run. These two, William, seem to be batting really quite sensibly, don't they?
Yeah, they do, yeah. There's been a couple of times where maybe there's been the odd rash shot, but I think on the whole, you can see from the strike rate, especially from Atkinson, what's that, 11 from 53, they do seem to be playing a bit more sensibly. I mean, it kind of comes to think where would England be if they played a bit more like this yesterday evening?
Funnily enough, that was literally the question I was going to send your way, and you've already answered it. Well, you haven't answered it, you've asked it, but so that one's just defended towards point. There is no run, 4 dot balls. All they've got to do is keep this going, Fred. That's all they need.
I was just going to say Marcus Rashot,
Marcus,
the England talented footballer who's not quite as good as
actually, because William's on socials, but I haven't spoken to him for a while, so I'm taking the opportunity to see how the lad is. Actually, I'd be also very keen to hear how your career is kicking off in your various things, because you're done at Brighton, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yes, so I'm just looking for jobs at the moment.
Thought you might be.
Hunt, really.
Well, we'll give you the opportunity to sell yourself. Not in a bad way, obviously. That one's defended onto the ground.
I was wondering where we were going with this. I know we're alternative, but we're not quite that alternative.
Yes, I'm not talking about back of Sainsbury's. I'm talking about the opportunity. I'm talking about opportunities in the world of broadcast and writing. Because you've been doing all sorts of stuff with Brighton, haven't you? Been down at the Amex Stadium a bit. What have you been doing there?
Yes, yeah, we've been doing a bit. Goes to the Amex quite a lot. We cover a lot of the university sports.
And who is this for?
So that's like the university sport. We've got like a kind of a network from Brighton.
Sears
like a sports
in,
network.
defended very solidly again by Jamie Smith. Beautifully. So I've made an over. Who cares? Doesn't matter. I don't think England have got any intention now of chasing these runs. No. These two have just decided to play some proper cricket. So do take on your social duties, but when every so often, I'm very keen to see what's on the horizon for you.
We've got Spencer, F6T. Stokes will come out of retirement for the Ashes if we don't find a suitable replacement.
I think that's true.
Lockie, Stokes Renaissance will be epic and he'll play till he's 45. And then Spencer again. Stokes has anger issues, but happens to be our best player. Can't see him hanging up his international rights for good. He will be back.
Well, if he's a bit unreliable and has anger issues, there's a real opportunity for him at a place called Guerrilla Cricket, as that one is defended into the offside by Atkinson, who again has, both of these two have gone anti-Baz and have said, you know what, we're not going to give our wickets away. We're going to play as sensibly as we can.
You say they're not looking
to
win it, but I mean, if they got to 150 needed and they were still just 6 down.
Yeah,
they would think about it.
I think they probably would. That's a very weird round arm delivery by Mitchell Santner. Atkinson had wandered across his key crease and covered all of his stumps, and it was kind of pushed across him as Santner came around the wicket to the right-hander.
It's not a classically beautiful action by any means.
No, well, here he comes again. Left arm around the wicket, just dabbed into the onside. Beats the short fielder at forward short, and they take a single. So it brings Jamie Smith back on. Now, I heard a conversation earlier, be interested to hear both you chaps' points of view on it, that Smith's batting went rapidly downhill when he was called upon to wicket keep for Surrey, and consequently, after the injury of folks, that's uppish. Turn around the corner, he's going to get runs, though he might get 2 at least. They turn, they run. They're going to come back for 3? No. And it is, of course, an all-Surrey pairing. Sorry to say, Fred.
Yeah, some people say that Smith is the third best wicketkeeper at Surrey, behind, obviously, Folkes and also Pope. It's the modern way, not just in England. It's something we've mentioned many times. People want a wicketkeeper to be a batsman first all over the world and a wicketkeeper second. Some of us who believe that the point of Test cricket is taking 20 wickets think the reverse.
We want Les Ames and Alan Knott. That's what we want, and that one's
we don't need
uppish.
Both.
We don't need them both. We'd like Alan Knott in with Godfrey Evans's moustache. I think that would make us both really happy. That one was just turned backward of square again for a single. How uppish was that? It was not going to go anywhere near to that forward short leg, so it was actually very well played. And there should be the last ball of the lustrously coiffured Santner's over.
And if that is the thinking from the hierarchy in English cricket, and as I say elsewhere, then it's not necessarily the fault of the player who may be asked to do something that he's not absolutely cut out to do. I mean, yes, he could say no, but who's going to say no?
Around the wicket comes Santner. Gets that one on a good length. It is ugly. It seems to have... I always thought he had quite an elegant action, Santner, but now he seems to be struggling a bit for rhythm. Yeah. 177 for 6. Because 196 to win.
Of the last few England wicketkeepers, Folkes aside, who they discarded pretty quickly and showed no interest in appointing, Butler, Bairstow, Smith are not high quality wicketkeepers, and they wouldn't claim that of themselves. I don't think. They are batting first wicketkeepers, and we're way past the days of Bob Taylor batting at number 11 for England. But he was a genius with the gloves. So just a different mindset. Sorry, I've taken away the
interesting
time from the socials.
It's 177 to 6. William.
A couple of super chats.
Hang on, just after this ball, Sears in, down leg, taken by Blundell. Queue up the super chats.
YouTube comments were not getting
you've gone for the long one.
Super chat.
Go on, Will.
Dahin Ariatnam, $7.99. Got to mention Jangu and Chase, both almost 200 each, and a West Indies innings against Sri Lanka. Roach, great to see a West Indies side playing proper Test cricket. Roach 300.
Django in Chains, wasn't that a film?
Unchained.
Oh, Django Unchained,
yes.
Wasn't it? Oh,
slightly different.
I must have seen a slightly dodgy one. I've seen the porn version.
For the XXX version.
Oh, that's well defended, in fact, by Smith. It was speared in by Ben Sears.
Kept low.
And it did keep low as well, so very well defended. William, sorry, carry on.
And then £5 from Jay Grover. The very concept of being Bears accountant gives me the fear. Also, hooray, William, still sounds wrong.
Well,
there we go.
Yes, Bears accountant. Well, who knows what Bears accountant is?
I mean, Bears accountant will need to look after himself first and foremost. I would have thought.
I got my accountant's names confused this morning. I called him Arthur Putey at first. That one is well driven. But Arthur Putey was bicycle repairman. Mr. Anchovy was the accountant who wanted to be a lion
Mr.
tamer.
Anchovy is a great name for an accountant.
Yes.
I had a bloke who cleaned out the drains called Mr. Cheese. That was a great name. Mr. Cheese, the drain cleaner. I think he's retired now.
Was any particular kind of cheese, or just all cheeses generally?
It's just, you don't forget names like that. That's the
hard.
beauty
Was
of
he a
it.
hard cheese or a soft cheese?
Well, with drains, you'd hope it'd be soft because the hard would clog it up.
Well, that's very true. Right, in comes Sears. That keeps low as well, and Smith plays across it. He's managed to work it down to deep square. But crikey, he had to get some bat on that, or he was salmon. Not cheese.
He was brown bread.
Although that's a fair combination, isn't it?
Salmon and cheese?
Yeah, not drain cheese, though. You don't want drain cheese. Salmon and cheese generally is
Salmon
a good
and cream
combination.
cheese.
Salmon
and cream cheese.
Oh, absolutely. With a bagel.
Top quality.
Perfect stuff. A bit of black pepper, a little bit of lemon.
Oh, a drizzle.
A little drizzle.
And maybe a bit of mustardy sort of.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I don't know about mustard.
No,
Horseradish.
just like
You could put a bit of horseradish in. Horseradish and salmon.
How does it go with the cheese?
Too often not put together. They work well. That one is just steered to mid-on. No run. He gets through his overs pretty quickly, does Sears.
He does.
Hence, New Zealand don't give many penalty points away for just ambling their way through overs too slowly.
Which is probably why they've appeared in World Test Championship finals, I would have thought, unlike some.
I've been reflecting, chaps, on last night's proceedings, and I actually came away after I was carried away in all of the emotion of it. But as I was driving in this morning, I found myself really quite annoyed and upset and disappointed.
Sure.
That's beautifully turned off his legs by Gus Atkinson, and away it goes for 4 runs. Lovely shot.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And as we all know, it's one thing for someone to be angry at you. If they say you're disappointed, that's far more hurtful. Anyway, we're going to hand back to William for more massages.
Yes, we got Hooves. Jay Smith had a bad Ashes, like really bad. Nick Vickers, maybe the Bears accountant is just like the Bear and will offer him a beer when he gets to his office.
Or something else.
No, just a beer.
Just a beer. Okay.
Then Hooves again. Carey is a natural with the gloves and defined standing up. Not everyone can keep like Carey.
No.
And then
true.
Lockie, Hendo would rage if Ben read a social over his ball Bible.
Santner in. Well defended by Jamie Smith. He's done very well though. 41
as William reads a
67.
social over a ball by ball from Tony. There.
Well, that was fine.
Just quickly as well, we've got super chat. Brian in Brisbane, $2. Tony, please fix the YouTube screens.
Oh,
so maybe
I will do after this ball, which Fred can then take up the story for a ball. We'll just see what happens. That's smashed back over the head of Santner. I think it was 1 bounce 4. Fred's given it as 4. 4 it was. And I'll just go and fix the YouTube screens.
Right. Let's lock Tony out of the proceedings here whilst he's gone. Let's talk about him behind his back. Oh no, he can hear us. We've had his culinary pleasures dissected a little bit earlier, and also his viewing entertainment of a late night as Santner is in again round the wicket. And this is again keeps a little bit low, but Smith playing straight manages to push it to short extra cover. No run. 187 now to win. It's coming down in singles and fours. Oh, Tony's back. Hello, Tony.
Hello,
we were just saying how much
Fred.
we missed you.
You'll have to aim more carefully, Fred. As this one is worked nicely off his legs again by Smith. So he'll amble his score on to 46. England on to 187 for 6. Their target, well under 200 now.
Yeah, they're halfway there.
186.
They're just beyond halfway. They're 187 and 186 needed.
Way there. Santner around the wicket. He comes, throws this up. That's edged and has ended up kind of going up and then immediately coming down again.
That was
a rather like a disappointing rocket firework that doesn't quite fire. It kind of seemed to launch and then died.
That was a nothing shot.
Dribbled to gully. It was a dot ball.
He didn't commit to attack or defence there. It was just.
Oh no, it's not the end of the
pushing the bat towards the ball.
There is a slip. There's 2 men on the leg side. There's in fact
Two short
Neither
legs.
are there. Well, it's either two short legs. It's almost a leg gully. It's a very short leg gully and a traditional forward short leg who could almost hold hands. End of the over anyway, and back to William. William of Brighton, as we shall refer to him, to give him his royal name.
People are starting to get a bit excited here. I think Rex Van Ryn. Just a second, just lost it. Can we dream? Can we? Spencer, we could win this. Hooves, Smith gets double ton, I'll eat my shorts. And a £5 J-Rover super chat. 1, I thought Tony would joke about Mr. Anchovy. 2, Fred's just triggered a craving for bagels and locks one of the few things Sheffield fails at.
Well, you've found a gap in the market there, Jay. If you're looking to make a few quid, open a bagel store.
Right, hasn't someone already done that? Or maybe is it
Sheffield.
only New York?
Not in Sheffield.
Oh, not in Sheffield. That might be true. That's pushed to mid-on. No run by a batsman in the shape of Atkinson, who's looking to play like a batsman.
He could be the bagel king of South Yorkshire.
He could be. He could be.
And then he could super chest us even more.
The other way to think about it, mind you, Fred, is if there isn't any and there's a demand, you could create a black market for bagels. You got a bagel wars. You got a bagel mafia.
Yeah, you could, but why?
You could have late night supplies of people on street corners passing bagels over in brown paper bags. Short, pulled to Latham at mid wicket. When I worked in Dubai, that's how I used to get my bottles of wine.
Oh dear.
Right. Because I
thought it was legal for foreigners.
You have to have. I was only there for a couple of months, 2-3 months, and you have to have a license to buy stuff in a liquor store. And my very kind boss supplied me with loads of beer, but I never bought me wine. So anyway, I found that a couple of bars that would see you right for a wine delivery, but genuinely you'd have to wait on the street corner. A guy'd turn up, come out the car with a brown paper parcel. And you'd have to hand over the cash. It was very bizarre. Right, that was nicely steered away to point.
Probably be pretty warm as well if it was on a street corner in Dubai.
Well, normally at night though, so not quite so bad. And it did feel somewhat illicit and naughty.
This was like Tony living in Prohibition USA.
Kind of.
Speakeasies.
188 for 6. Well, I mean, alcohol is very readily available. That's not the problem. Certainly in bars and hotels in Dubai. Right. But for some reason, wine was very hard to score, and you had to you find your wine man, as it were. 188 for 6. Sears in. That's well defended again by Atkinson, who's, I think,
you're about to
in a bloody-minded sort of way, is enjoying his work here.
Well, there is as somebody who's batted down orders in very, very low grade of cricket, there is definitely a sort of gratification in delaying or preventing oppositions from winning when they're in strong positions.
Well, there's two kids with their dad there, and they're holding up a big sign. Sorry, Mum, Dad didn't take us to school. It's not our fault. Which is excellent. Right, just the one slip for Sears. That's beautifully flicked away again by Atkinson. Down to backward square. Gets himself another single.
It's a lovely ground, Trent Bridge.
It is.
It might be my probably outside Lord's my favourite ground in England. It's a real cricket ground. It's not a stadium. It's got a it's very compact. You get good views from everywhere. A friend of mine went to the first day, and when he bought his ticket about 6 months ago, he said, "Oh, it might be raining. I'm going to do it at the back of the stand with a roof just in case." And in the end, he was very lucky because it was like 40 degrees, and he was one of the few people in shade. So,
very nice. Sears in, back foot defence by Smith. Push to mid wicket, no run. Just one from the over. 189 for 6. 184 behind. William.
Brian Brisbane's just said Stokes might get a win here. Hooves, butcher sausages, less fat and wood chips. Don't really know what that's about. Extra fluffo, buying wine at a Dubai bagel shop.
Sorry, say that one again.
And then
buying wine at a Dubai bagel shop.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes. I think it's talking about your wine story. Yeah.
Fine wine at a Dubai bagel. Well, we were talking about the opportunities in Sheffield, though.
Yes.
I can see.
Sheffield does have some things in common with Dubai. Perhaps?
Bagels, topper counter, kind of anything you want under the counter.
Okay.
Fred, that would be. There's a definite market there.
I'm told that's true of most shops in most towns nowadays. Usually to do with smoking accoutrement.
That might be true. Right, those two men on the onside are there as Santner wheels in, but Atkinson's not bothered because he steers that out to extra and takes a single.
Those positions are an old-fashioned forward short leg and backward short leg. One in front of square, one behind
so you got
square.
forward and backward short leg. Fair enough.
Or as it used to be called, short forward short leg.
Short forward. Right. And that's smashed away into the offside. There's a man down at on the covers, and there is just a single. Could just be called a ducket. Two short legs.
Yes.
So there we go. We could call it the ducket.
Had I not made that joke
position.
about 5 minutes ago?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that probably would have been funnier.
Messers has just appeared. This is exciting. I think I know why, because I think he might be in that one. Is the GPL even open though, Messers?
It is, and it closes in 10 minutes, and it's £70. Bye-bye.
£70. Thank you. GuerrillaCricket.com/competition, or you just go to our website.
Weathering Competition Cave in Perth.
You just simply have to guess the number of runs to be scored in the day. Not a bad time to be doing it either. 5 minutes before lunch, when you know England are 191 for 6. They're still 191 for 6 because that was worked to the duckets. And
goodness me,
there was no run.
Look at the pads on the short leg.
They're enormous, aren't they?
They are enormous. They're under his trousers, as they have to be.
I've got to say, if I was fielding in that position now, I'd be wearing full body armour.
A suit of armour.
Yes. Oh, that's nipped
surely.
Back. That looks out to me. Yeah. Didn't get up. Atkinson stepped back. Slap, bang, in front. He could review that if he likes, but honestly, Gus, you're dead. And
unless he's got a bat on that.
Well, I think he has reviewed, so maybe he thinks he did get a bottom edge to it.
Well, no, because you'd use a review because of the match situation.
Yeah, I think so. Well, the decision has been reviewed. The only thing, literally the only thing that could save him, chaps, is
an edge,
a tickle of an inside edge, which I didn't think I saw at all.
It was the arm ball, and it kept low.
Oh boy, did it keep low! Yeah, that's.
Well, it was in front of off stump, wasn't outside off stump.
Ooh, well,
no,
that's.
I
think at worst that'll be umpire's call. I think so.
Forget that. Well, let's have a look at it there. Yeah, I'd say you'd count that was
probably
in line.
on line with off stump. So he was playing a shot, albeit a shot that was a long. Nowhere near the ball.
Pitch is outside off. He steps back.
Umpire's call. Hitting middle, and he's gone.
Away he goes. Well, there it is. The lady with the fuller figure is going to be gargling, ready to open her vocal cords. I fear.
That was a great joke by Ken Dodd about the time of the Iraq War.
Oh, hello. Where's this going, Fred?
He said, I knew there was going to be a war because I was round Vera Lynn's house and I heard her gargling.
Very good. That is quite funny.
One for the teenagers there. Nobody else will get any part of that joke.
I had Mr. Anchovy, which will have gone over almost everybody's
Does
head.
anchovies go with cheese? Because no, they don't really.
Not really. They don't go with anything. I
No.
always get them. Even if I order a Caesar salad, I say, "Can you do it without anchovies for me, please?" Although
they work on pizzas.
They do put them into Caesar salad. Caesar dressing,
but they
and I don't mind.
Such an overwhelming taste. It sort of blots everything out, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've got to agree. Well, I'm afraid to tell you, if you've just joined us, 103 for 4 was where England started the day. They rapidly lost Root and Gay, but there was quite a stand between Smith and Atkinson, the Surrey boys, doing their bit, but their bit has been brought to an end by an arm ball that kept very, very low from Mitchell Santner, trapped Atkinson bang in front. So it is now, with 5 minutes to go till lunchtime, 7 wickets down.
Jingle up the new batsman.
And the new man is Jofra Archer.
Break your helmet, break your heart. Hotter than lava, cooler than Bogart. In your face, at your stumps.
2 slips for Archer and 2 forward short leg, 2 short legs. So 4 men around the bat, both in direct sort of catching positions. It's the end of the over. It's 191 for 7. Atkinson well batted, but he has gone. And back to William.
Yeah.
Yes, we've had from Jay Grover. Considering the Jewish community is about 12, and I know 3 of them, is to take some proper niche marketing. Looking at you, Tony. I should start maybe the baby.
I think he's referring to marketing, out of marketing advice. Well,
yes,
I think you have to consider the acceptance of the bagel beyond merely those of the Jewish faith.
Then
That's your first way of attacking the problem. Sorry, William.
Let's we'll do after sport.
William Bill Sears, Bill Sykes, who? Ben Sears is in. Defended, no run. Back to William.
Bill Sykes bowls a bullseye.
Jake Grover again. All Sheffield has in common with Dubai is I've passed out in both.
Well, how many places could we add to that list, we wonder?
Actually, do you know, I might have done that, to be honest.
I don't think I've ever been to Sheffield.
You've never been?
I've never been to Sheffield. And not, even before I knew Jay Grover, I still didn't go to Sheffield.
But I've never been to you, is that right? Or
Yeah, I've been to Paradise.
That was right. That one's
Charlene.
Defended into the offside.
You're listening to Old Men Remember one-hit wonders from the 1970s. Splodgers Abounds, they were good, weren't they?
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
I remember Carlisle as a Place on Earth by Belinda Heaven. That was a cracker. 191 for 7. Smith on 47. He is in sight of a landmark.
I'm loath to criticise Atkinson, but he shouldn't really have been playing back to Santner at all with the ball keeping low.
I agree, but he's also not in the side for his batting. Although he can bat, as we know. That one's steered to backward point. No run. Now, Jamie Smith, just take your time. Get your landmark and then think about how you can get to the next 50.
No, they've sod your landmark. Just keep batting.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
And as landmarks go, I mean, 50s is a pretty moderate landmark.
What is interesting is the difference, the chalk and cheese difference, back to cheese again, between the way Daryl Mitchell compiled his fighting century. Edged?
No,
not edged. It leapt. I thought Smith had got an edge. He didn't. I'd like to see that again.
Took off.
It did. Maybe was it just the
but
way
it started wide and it sort of went wider.
Chap there in a West Indies shirt, even though
I'm not surprised. They had a cracking result.
They did. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And wasn't it record?
Yep, record six-wicket partnership of all time.
Yeah,
beating Stokes and Bairstow.
Yeah, eclipsing Stokes and Bairstow. I think there's a metaphor there.
Well, there is, as they have now both been eclipsed from an international perspective. That goes down leg. Little waft from Smith. I mean, the other thing you've got to put into context here is this is scarcely New Zealand's first choice attack. It's a spinner who's barely had a chance to bowl for all year. You're down to the bare bones as your top bowlers have got themselves injured. And England never would a large chase have been more achievable, albeit on a dodgy wicket.
Well, it was the fact that the chase had to be so big was the problem.
This was what was making me angry this morning. That's a swing and a miss by Jamie Smith.
He cued it. He played a Cliff Thorburn.
Did it come off the
little
bat
stun
handle?
It came off the toe. I think he tried to pull that, and I think he just got a bottom edge.
He certainly tried to pull in it, and it didn't work.
We've all been there.
So we can look at the World Test Championship table, which is appearing before us. I'll give it to you from the bottom up. Pakistan, West Indies, England. We sit proudly below Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, New Zealand, South Africa and Australia. And that suggests that we're not doing something right. We're doing so much that isn't right. I fear that, well, I don't know. In attempting to save Test cricket, we've actually taken we've been part of its demise in a way. That's pushed into the onside by Archer. Those 4 men are still around the bat.
There's a quick super chat that I'll try and do before lunch. BJ Siney, 87, $2. Thanks, Gorillas. Keep going.
Oh, well, we've got no choice. We're here now.
Keep going. Carry on. You've all done very well. That's a terrific ball by Santner. That moved away from the right hander. That was, whether it had been a leg break ball or it was a leg break, I suppose it's typical spinning ball from a left armour. But that one did rip and turn.
Another one as well. Brian in Brisbane, $2. Old Men Remembering. Dame Penelope Keith has passed. And Jay Grover, £2. Quick
Actually, is that news as of today?
Yes, that is. That is. I saw that earlier.
No,
yes.
That's horrible news.
No.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
I mean, yes, but I thought she probably died about 20 years ago, so I can't consider myself too upset.
Absolutely not.
Penelope Keith, To the Manor Born, what else? The Good Life?
The Good Life.
Yeah.
The house for which, do you know where the house was?
Oh, well, I bet it was around your part of the world.
It was, at the time. It was in Northwood. It was in Q3 Road in Northwood.
Oh, really?
Yes. Even though it pretended to be Surbiton. Right, and we've now got 5 men around the back, onto the back foot goes Archer, dabs to one of the duckets. The 2 short legs forward and backward, but we've got a slip. Well, how would you, a point?
A silly point.
A forward silly point and a backward silly point?
No, a silly point and a silly mid-off.
Silly point and a silly mid-off.
Point sort of square and a silly mid-off.
Okay, thank you.
Because if you
yeah, it is a silly mid-off. You're absolutely right. Oh, Archer has to be quick about his work there.
Again, he's gone back.
Yes, I think Fred's advice is good. Do not play those off the back foot.
But although if he goes forward, he's got a good chance of a bat and pad, and there's 5 men waiting for that as well. So it's not easy.
Well, that is the nature of the game. 191 for 7. That's down leg. Archer wafts, misses. Blundell fields.
Takes well.
And took it very well, actually, yes. Big
and
cheeky grin on his face. Mullet dangling out from the back of his helmet. William.
£2 from Jay Grover. Quick maths, passed out in 26 countries. Not proud.
26?
That is... There's a travel book waiting to be written there. Has he edged that? No, he's missed it. And through it goes to Blundell. That, if there wasn't... if Michael Palin... And what's his name? Who's the politician who does the railway show?
Portillo.
Michael Portillo.
Yeah.
If they can do their travel things, a whole series, Jay, of places you've passed out in.
Yeah, get on
around
Netflix.
The world. That would be fantastic.
We could watch him pass out in different countries.
Yeah, I mean, you could revisit the maybe not the circumstances.
Maybe the vomit's still there. That is lunch, everybody.
It is indeed.
England are 191 for 7, still a long way short of winning this game. New Zealand only 3 wickets away. We're going to take a break now, and we'll be back in about 38 minutes.
Any final messages, William, before we do?
Just a couple. We've got Gareth Davis. So it was clear Stokes had extreme stress. He thought it was time to redress. By resigning in fear, he sold all his gear and played with England woman in a dress. AI limericks are back. And Sutu. Hope Archer's getting sprayed with some short stuff. So we might see that after lunch.
Well, yeah. I mean, that would be legitimate. Although they probably want to get off and into the pub.
It's all about Smith. Well, the point is, and this again is just how stupid the system is. Players who are playing in this game are going to have to scuttle, after coming straight out of a 3 test match series, are going to have to go straight away and play a white ball game 2 balls later. I know they're young men.
How many of them?
I know they're fit. Certainly the captain of the white ball team is playing in this game. I'm not sure how many else, but at least one, and that's still stupid.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be back in half an hour's time. Tony's going to dig up some archive stuff for your entertainment.
Right.
Please do join us after lunch for the final knockings of this game.
Indeed.
He's gone mute again.
Is he gone? He's so shocked by the shenanigans of England cricket that he's gone all quiet.
He's got loose headphones, I believe.
So long as that's the only thing that's loose.
Well, I can. While he tries to figure that out,
Morals, maybe.
And then fucking morals, my ass. This is a shambles as far as I can see. It's weird actually that the press seems to be having gone one way at the start of the week when it first got announced and all piling in on Stokesy. Seems to have gone a little bit the other way, mainly because it's a fucking storm in a teacup. Some idiot from Saracens who was clearly quite pissed threw a punch. Don't know why. No one knows why. They didn't throw a punch back. They hit an England security guy. And the fact that they're out after midnight, they're fucking adults. I don't give a shit. I really don't. All this fucking nonsense about the Ashes just pisses me off, to be quite frank. And a bad Ashes. We always have a bad Ashes. I don't really fucking care. And it's really annoying me because we've lost 2 of our best players in a series we need to win. Do we want to qualify for the World Test Championship? Yes, we fucking do. Do we need to win probably all our tests between now and the end? Yes, we bloody do. So why the fuck are we doing this? It irritates me. Anyway, that's
certainly one point of view, and eloquently expressed, as ever. Have you, whilst you're sat there very quietly, have you managed to rediscover your voice?
No.
No, apparently not. Well, we'll keep nattering until Hendo downs his pint. What am I getting? I can't. Well, you could sign language what it is you want to drink, I suppose. Normally, it's a lagery beer of some kind, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. It looks like a scented candle, but I'm not sure we do them.
Melt it and drink it. Unplug your mic and plug it in again. I don't know. Maybe you need to get another set of headphones.
That normally works. Well, yes, that is a fair point of view, and it is sort of one that's been expressed elsewhere. I don't think that's where Rob Key was. Did you see the interview?
Well,
with
Rob Key can go and shove it up his fucking arse again. I mean, the man should have been probably sacked after the Ashes debacle. I mean, the fact that he's dictating all this crap is now really starting to irritate me.
I think
it's not like he's got a
might be a struggle here. Yes, you're right. So I think it was quite interesting to read both Atherton and Matthew Syed, who came from very different points of view. Mike Atherton, in a way, with less expletives, was very much on your side. I think he was arguing very strongly that the punishment is in excess of the one crime, were it just the one crime, and that was really his point of view. Along with all of those things, yes, they're adults. What he majored on, and I thought was really quite interesting, was he seemed to have spotted that Ben Stokes generally, even during the match and certainly off in the post-match interview, looked somewhat out of sorts and not happy. He also pointed out that, you know, Stokes is now at 4 years as England captain. If you look at all England captains, by and large, late 80s onwards, none of them have really done more than 4 years.
No,
4 years is about
job.
4 years is about the time. And he'd had that injury to his face, and he'd lost it. You know, generally there just seemed to be post the Ashes a feeling, I think, and this you know, I'm paraphrasing Michael Atherton, but his feeling was, yeah, take the crime in isolation, and you're right. It's about more than even just you know, questions about drinking culture and the specifics of that one particular night. Matthew Sawyer and the other. Yep. Yeah. Oh, hello.
Yeah. You get, if I can just jump in case I have to fall out again.
You're like the hokey cokey of broad.
I am.
You're in. You're out. You're out. You're in.
I mean, I'm totally with the bear on this. It's an utter shambles. It really is. I've just read the piece about Rob Key's press conference on it, and I actually thought Rob Key, despite all the headlines, comes across as being moderately reasonable about it. I mean, he's in a situation. I think the problem is that, you know, we have a media ready to leap on the slightest indiscretion, and so it then puts the officials into a position of having to be seen to act. Now, when it comes down to it, he said they haven't even talked about, you know, resignations and sackings, and you know, it's just like, does the media just wants blood the whole time, whether it's politics, whether it's sport, and then sometimes they're absolutely right to want it, but on this occasion, it's just ridiculous. I can think of a reason why Ben Stokes might have been a little bit peeved going into that match. Is that I felt that already people are trying to finish him off. It was a reasonably well argued piece last week by Steve James, which I referred to on commentary, where he was talking about the decline in Ben Stokes' batting. I don't really think there has been a decline in his batting. He's just got out. You can't even look
to a brilliant ball, though. If you look at his facial expressions, every ball that gets him is the ball of the century.
Well, I'll give you an example. I mean, when he was out to Smith in, I'm guessing it was the
first innings he was bowled, or second innings he was bowled?
Second he was bowled from round the wicket. And I was listening to Simon Dewell on commentary, and he was just saying, it's a straight ball and he's missed it. That's absolute nonsense. I watched it over and over again, and the ball starts to swing in very early, which would have, he would have picked up the fact that there was movement coming in, and he plays inside it. It doesn't actually continue to swing. Whether it straightened at all on pitching is difficult to tell. There is, of course, the angle. But my point is that everyone is jumping on the bandwagon trying to finish off Ben Stokes. After the Steve James article, I saw several other articles saying, look at Stokes' batting. And also the fact that, it was played up beforehand that they were going to swap Jamie Smith round with Ben Stokes. So it was almost like Brendan McCullum had given them free rein to criticise his batting. It doesn't look to me as if there's anything wrong with it. He just keeps getting out, and sometimes that happens in cricket, and people have to be aware of this. I mean, to think that on a technical level, Jamie Smith is swapping with Ben Stokes just makes me laugh.
That said, he did actually deal with the conditions quite well.
He didn't in the second innings. He didn't do badly, but he flayed one through the slips that could easily have been caught quite early on. And all cricketers and all batsmen, all bowlers need a bit of luck here and there. And I'm not going to decry him that. I just think, there may well be an overhang from the Ashes because the criticism was so strong. But I have to say, I don't really blame Ben Stokes. I mean, on the basis of the fact he got an 80 and a 50, I mean, look at the batting of some of the other England batsmen. It was far worse than that, in my opinion. And if you think about Adelaide, where he had to knuckle down because we lost all those wickets early on, he did a fantastic job in the circumstances. That is pretty much what Ben Stokes does. When we needed a wicket in the second innings, when it looked like New Zealand were making a little bit of a fist of it on Sunday morning, who came on and took the wicket? Ben Stokes. So don't make me laugh about Ben Stokes being past it. I mean, maybe in a year or so, but if he goes, I would say it's a combination of being fed up with being in the limelight with all this criticism and the lack of appreciation of his talent.
Of an England captain.
Well,
I mean, he was one of the co-authors and was one of those who suggested and supported the whole idea of there being a curfew. But and yet he was therefore the one to break it. Doesn't that make you think? Question leadership skills.
Why you haven't? What? Sorry, go on. I just want to say, you can come in and see if you agree with me. Why do you need a curfew the night after a test match is finished when you haven't got another test match for 10 days?
There's one point, and that's absolutely true. I mean, this is it. It was a victory, and they should be entitled to do what the fuck they want to do. I mean, footballers, if they win a Champions League or whatever, they go out and get absolutely smashed till 5 in the morning.
Not these days. They don't. I don't believe, and certainly not if they're going to play in the World Cup. And England have got 2 more tests, and it's only the first test.
Well, after Arsenal won the league at the end of the season, they were all out and they were coming out of the stadium.
Good for them. The power of good when it came to the next final they had to play, didn't it?
Well, they didn't do too bad. I mean, they lost on penalty.
Yeah, they lost.
Yeah, they lost to one of the best teams in the
game, and against one of the best teams in the world. Yeah, exactly. And not only that, exactly that. It was A, after a game, and B, I thought the whole curfew thing, I thought that was only brought in for tours. I didn't think it was a home thing. If you're at home, you don't need a fucking curfew at home.
Yes, but the players knew what it was. There was no doubt for the players, and the captain, who himself was part of suggesting it and imposing it, decided to ignore it. I think that's a thin argument.
You say, you chose to ignore it, Tony. I mean, you know what it's like. Well, you probably don't know now, but you know what it's like, or you may have known what it's like when you were much younger. You get into a nightclub. You're not looking at your watch every 5 minutes.
5 minutes going, I need to be out of here in 5 minutes.
It's not flaming Cinderella. I mean, it is an absolute joke. If you cannot allow sports or people in high-profile situations to unwind when they... if they've been playing the next day, or even if they've been playing the test again this week on the Thursday, I would have said that there was more to it. But really, from what I understand and from what we've been told, I just think it's another attempt to create a story when there isn't much of a story. It's the usual pile-on.
I'm sort of saying the same thing here, though, because if you take the one incident, I would 100% agree with you. I think where people, rightly or wrongly, are getting on something of a moral high horse is they're looking at the cumulative incidents of Australia, New Zealand, and now this. And he's the captain, and he's the man who came up with the rule himself. And would you, in those set of circumstances, think hanging around with a bunch of Larry, quite pissed up rugby players was a good idea in a swanky nightclub full of people with camera phones who've just come tipped out of a day's champagne drinking at Polo in the Park, which is what the sort of party was. It just smacks of just daftness and lack of thought. Plus the thought that if you're a leader, you shouldn't ask other people to do what you're not prepared to do yourself, and I think there's a bit of that moral high ground there. For what it's worth, I, having said all of that, I think it's right to give him some space and thinking time out of the second test. I think Joe Root is a good choice, but I think it's then up to Ben. Should it be up to Ben Stokes what he wants to do from there? Hopefully, he'll want to return.
I completely disagree with that.
He closed no doors. He didn't close.
No, but
he just talked about the process.
Do you want to win the fucking series or not? I mean, the point is, your best team includes Gus Atkinson and Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes is it's kind of a pivotal piece in that team because he offers you the extra seam bowler, which offers you an extra option to have a spin bowler and 4 seam bowlers. Plus, he bats all right. The fact that and to Hendo's point, he scored up his first 100 last summer, didn't he, against India, I believe, in about 3 years. And there was a period, and we mentioned this during the test, when he came in and Bazball was all new, and he'd come out and he'd fucking run down the wicket for about a year, trying to smash it out of the park and get out really cheaply. And he did that for about a year, and then he decided that he was going to bat properly again. So there's a bit of that. And, he has had that face injury, and maybe he's a bit slow off the mark coming back into the fray and blah, 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 blah. But he's still got a technique. He's still got an eye, and he can still hit a ball. And he is a valuable bowler as a 4th seamer. I just think you're shooting yourself in the foot by doing this.
Well, you are, but the other thing, the point I want to make about this is that I don't get to very much Test cricket because obviously we're doing Guerrilla, and I've got property moves going on as well at the moment. However, I think, as I said on commentary, I'm going to the Oval on the 4th day. Good luck with that. And bought some really good seats, paid the ridiculous money that you have to, which is because basically I don't think I'll be able to get to much Test cricket in the future. So let's go out on a big one.
You're moving to Hove. You're not moving to Timbuktu.
Well, that's true, but I mean, when I live just sort of 8 stops from the Oval on the Tube, and the Tube is only 2 minutes away from my home, it's a bit different from getting on a bloody train from Hove to go to fucking Trent.
You're not making the best case there, I don't.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm old.
It's England.
I'm old, but anyway, my point is, I bought those tickets understanding that England would be playing their strongest team. It's a point I made. It's a point I made. It's a point I made about Jofra Archer last week. especially with regard to whether he was going to be involved in the second test. I couldn't see why he shouldn't be, and I thought it was unfair on spectators. I know there does seem to be a lot of borderline racism towards Jofra, I'm afraid. He's had injuries, and as soon as he goes off and plays in the IPL instead, or goes back to Barbados for a holiday, so why is he getting £1 million a year? Well, because we know what he can do when we've got him fit and firing. That's the reason he gets.
Presumably, he's a shoo-in for Trent Bridge. That would be the logic, wouldn't it?
No, he's a shoo-in for the next second test as well. You thought?
Well, he must.
Oh no, is he?
No, it's the Oval's next. Yeah.
Oh, I thought Trent Bridge was next.
No, it's the Oval.
last.
Oh, I don't know what about Trent Bridge. That's a shame.
Do you know what it is, Tony? It's because the New Zealanders don't want to move out of London, and so. But it's a long trip on the St Pancras line up to Nottingham.
Right, it's the Oval next. Bugger.
Yeah,
all of 2 hours. I picked 2 cars up from Nottingham.
I'm convinced it was Trent Bridge next.
This is my point, though. We've got a bizarre situation where 2 of the 3 New Zealand tests are in London, which kind of seems odd. But having made that decision, and then the fact that there's 10 days between them, it's all a bit odd, isn't it? Because presumably the next test after that is almost back to back. So then they've got to get to Nottingham, settle into Nottingham. I don't know. I don't know what came into the idea of the scheduling. But my main point is,
maybe they're going to have contracts written so they have to only travel 3 tube stops up the road, or else they won't play Hendo.
Well, good with that. But the thing, my whole point is, I may not see Ben Stokes in the flesh again.
Unless you're in a nightclub at 1 a.m. after a test match.
And he might be getting into my flesh in a nasty way. But I don't know. You put sportsmen together and, as you say, rugby players, and you put them in a nightclub. Rugby players are the worst of the bunch, aren't they? Absolutely. They have this reputation of, rugby is such a gentleman's game, and half of them are thugs. They're just posh thugs.
Well, that's a famous saying, isn't it? Rugby's a game for gentlemen played by thugs, and football's a game for thugs played by the other way round. I get it right, but
absolutely. But from a personal point of view,
that's it.
I think it's a huge overreaction. I think that beyond that, it is massively disappointing for those of us who want to see Ben Stokes bowling and batting in the flesh and have the opportunity to do that, and it's been taken away. And when you're paying 160 quid for a ticket, then I think that's outrageous. And I think it's outrageous that that Jofra Archer has a central contract and he's allowed to stay out and play for the IPL that long, so that he's not available for the first and second tests of England's summer.
Well, that's a separate discussion.
Well, it's not a separate discussion.
Ben Stokes' argument when he defended that was, you have to understand that that times have changed. Players will have different demands. They make their money in different ways. You can't deny them the opportunity to make that money. You have to fit around a different way of thinking about doing things. Now, so in other words, he was fully defending.
Yeah, but I tell you what,
his stance on that.
Yeah, but
he didn't want to.
No, exactly. You have to understand that these people just have to toe the line when they're in interviews. This is the whole point. It is so controlled, the atmosphere of interviews in the media now, that you don't. Honestly, I take
unless they get on Guerrilla Cricket, then they can say what they think.
Well, 90% of the time,
whether they would or not.
It's just wibble. It is wibble. It is, towing the party line. It's trying to find something to say to daft questions, and then they become headlines because there's nothing else to write about. And because, I don't know, I'm guessing a lot of cricket writers need to have this sort of this constant flow rather than actually writing sort of incisive and insightful stuff. I just find it ridiculous.
You've got to have loads and loads of content. I do get Stokes' point, and I don't think that is necessarily just media speak, because I mean, we've known this for ages. The problem is the IPL pays such big bucks. It's like, it's not like I can imagine they could turn down the PSL or Caribbean Premier League or any of these ones, but the IPL is seen as the premier T20 tournament, even though it's fucking tediously too long and too many games, and it comes at a really inconvenient time of year.
I didn't know you thought that. You've never mentioned that before.
Never mentioned that before. But the kind of money that Joffre's getting offered, you as an England board, you've either got to say, okay, Joff, let's cut a deal here. We'll pay you 50% of what you'll get in the IPL if you don't play in the IPL. And he might still go, well, sod it, I can stop playing for you and earn £1.5 million a year playing in the IPL.
And my career is not going to be a long one. I can't see Joffre still going to be bowling at 39 and, county championship Division 2.
And other countries, we're not the only country that had this. I mean, you look at the likes of, Trent Boult gave up playing international cricket. He still had a few years left, and he has been in a position where he said, I'm available for New Zealand, but they've decided to kick him out, whereas Kane Williamson has done exactly the same thing, and he's still getting picked.
Although he has just retired, I believe, from international cricket. I think that is hot news as of pretty much now.
Oh, what? So he's not going to play? He's not going to even see out the test series?
I'm just literally checking my facts here.
Tony with the scoop. Scoop Tony.
Well,
it must be after this series.
You've got to thank the amazing Mog who sent it to our...
Oh, right.
New Zealand has confirmed his retirement from international cricket effective immediately.
Oh, wow.
Now, it appears to be an official thing from New Zealand cricket itself. And if that's the case, then mid-series...
What's he been doing? 1-1 questions.
I don't think he's been doing anything. I think he was desperately hoping that... I think probably in the back of his mind, Lords was going to be... He wanted to get some runs at Lords, which he hasn't really ever got.
But surely he'd just see out the bloody series, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
as far as I can tell, I don't think he's going to.
No.
If that is correct.
No, it is correct. I've just looked on the BBC website.
Validated, but I think it's true.
No, it is true. Listen to me. I've got the BBC story up. It says breaking. It says Froma, New Zealand captain, but it should be former. Kane Williamson.
Somerset.
Exactly. No, that's in.
He's retiring to Somerset.
No, it's in Norfolk. Oh, that's Cromer.
Oh, that's right.
Cromer and Froma.
So anyway, Kane Williamson retired from all international cricket with immediate effect after registering a duck at 18. Will play no further part of the 3-match series. Leading all format run scorer, 19,000 plus runs. He's going to retire with an average of 54. I just wonder whether.
Fair enough.
At Lords, he didn't really look himself, but then again,
who did?
Yeah, and if he's judging it on that, I think there has to be a bit more to it than that. But it's an odd thing, you get selected for a test series, see it through. I know we've had examples of people who haven't done that. Graham Swan's another one in the Ashes.
Well, the injury though, he had a dodgy elbow.
Yeah.
Do you think that's like his version of bone spurs?
Well, maybe he's picked up a niggle and that's or maybe he's been having an affair and it's about to come out in a paper.
I think
What? I said maybe. I'm just trying to add a bit of salacious gossip into this thing.
Maybe he's an axe murderer.
Maybe. You never know.
I do think that if he goes, well, he is going. I just find it a bit strange. I'll just let me give you the quotes. Explaining his decision, Williamson retired in November from T20 International, said, I thought about it for a while, but over the last few days it's become clear now is the right time. I've always felt a strong drive and hunger for international cricket, and I take pride in knowing I've given it my all in every match. Continuing with anything, I think there has to be a bit more to it than that. But it's an odd thing, you get selected for a test series, see it through. I know we've had examples of people who haven't done that. Graham Swan's another one in the Ashes.
Well, the injury though, he had a dodgy elbow.
Yeah.
Do you think that's like his version of bone spurs?
Well, maybe he's picked up a niggle and that's or maybe he's been having an affair and it's about to come out in a paper.
I I think it might be just making things up there, Bear.
What? I said maybe. I'm just trying to add a bit of salacious gossip into this thing.
Maybe he's an axe murderer.
Maybe. You never know.
I do think that if if he goes, well, he is going. I just find it a bit strange. Let me give you the quotes. Explaining his decision, Williamson retired in November from T20 International, said, "I thought about it for a while, but over the last few days it's become clear now is the right time. I've always felt a strong drive and hunger for international cricket, and I take pride in knowing I've given it my all in every match. Continuing with anything less wouldn't be right, and I feel fortunate to step away on my own terms. I leave feeling optimistic about where this group is heading. There's a huge amount of talent and a real desire to do something special. It's a team I love. I feel incredibly unfortunate, blah, blah, blah." So it's not really giving a lot away, and he's just suddenly lost the appetite.
Right.
Is what, reading between the lines is what it's saying. Or
interesting parallel there. No, I mean, I doubt you'd ever see. He just doesn't strike me as the type to be hanging around in a Kings Road nightclub at 1 a.m. after a Test match. But there's sort of parallel. If Ben Stokes was out of form, if Ben Stokes was questioning after 4 years, how much more of this can I do? If he's having to stand up and defend policies, even though they were his own that he felt he wasn't comfortable with, etc., etc. But I think I did scent it. And so it has proven to be. And to be honest, I did slightly think, even during the game, and certainly with that post-match interview with Ben Stokes, was all I want to do is go and have a beer. For a bloke who's pretty much given up drinking, remember? It just struck me as off-key, terrible choice of words, but you know what I mean. It felt like a bloke who wasn't at one with himself.
Well, I'm not sure that Ben Stokes has ever been at one with himself, really.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that sort of character. But I totally understand if he's getting fed up with all the attention and especially with regards to off the field circumstances.
Captains do after a while.
Of course they do.
None of them have escaped ultimately. I mean, if you go back longer term, yes, sure, but almost every England captain, when it comes to the end, it's either form or desire has left them. Or both at the same time. Sometimes they're linked, aren't they?
Exactly.
The question is I'm not sure that his form has gone. I think he went to Australia. That was a really chastening experience for him. He's come back and had a long break, and then he had that incident in the nets, and he does look much thinner of face. I think we all made that point in the first test.
And it's not a Zempic or anything like that. I think he's had some remodelling done, so it must have been a bad injury, right? That's going to make you off.
Right. I mean, remember how long it took for all the info about Flintoff and his car accident to really become
and a long time with no info at all.
Well, exactly. And then, then we've had sort of programs about him and, how he almost died and reconstruction and all that sort of stuff and how it's affected him mentally. So there is that. He's then had a long break. I mean, I don't know. Was it 1 or 2 games he played for Durham in the lead up? I thought it was only
I think he played a couple. He was at Lords in the nets and generally looking pretty chilled actually at Lords when he wasn't playing, but he was in the nets. He was chatting to people. He was happily signing autographs and generally kind of lording it around the place a little bit. So he looked kind of okay then. Not that I spent a lot of time watching him. I was watching the cricket, but I just see him about a fair bit.
I just think it's all incredibly hypocritical to talk about. I mean, there are 2 things in sport in general that get my goat. Not just sport actually, but is obviously in football we ban players for gambling even when they've not gambled against their own team, and I mean that was something that happened to a young
Tony, isn't he, in the World Cup squad, or have they kicked him out?
No, he's in, but he served a ban, didn't he? Same thing. same thing happened with one of our young guys gambling, even when they've not gambled against their own team. And I mean, that was something that happened to a young
Tony, isn't he, in the World Cup squad, or have they kicked him out?
No, he's in, but he served a ban, didn't he? Same thing happened with one of our young guys, even though at Wimbledon, that even though the offences weren't at the time that he joined, well, before the time he joined Wimbledon, he got a ban, and then he came back from ban, went on loan to another club to get up to speed again, and the FA appealed and got him banned again. Now, every flipping match you watch has, in the Premier League, has at least one team with a betting sponsor on the front. Now, it's the height of hypocrisy to be pushing gambling and betting to young people who are can be influenced easily, and then turn around and fine them or ban them and not support them, more to the point, when they give in to temptation. It's like we expect these people, these young sports guys, to have some sort of superior moral fibre to the rest of society.
I always caveat anything ever when I'm criticising, say, Ben Stokes, who is 35. I'll always go, hang on, let me remember what I was like when I was in my late teens, and certainly all the way through my 20s. I wasn't,
and I was mashed the whole fucking time.
And it's not just
to say that.
I want to go on to that other point about him saying all I wanted to do at the end of it is go for a beer. Well, you can understand that, because everything in this country is a drinking culture. You cannot sit down at night and watch a series, a box set or whatever, without the first thing that happens in a domestic situation, when someone is under a little bit of pressure, they bring out a big glass of wine or whatever, or have a whiskey or whatever. Now, it's just reinforcing this attitude, and then we expect people under enormous pressure in cricket to actually have to abide by some other sort of moral concern, as if they're not in some way influenced by the wider context of society. It's just a joke. The hypocrisy is unbelievable.
Absolutely, totally agree. Couldn't agree more, Hendo.
Good. It's nice to have someone agreeing with me.
I'm the slightly more moralist. I'm not.
You're
the fucking media.
You're the headmaster.
You're the fucking media. Tony.
You're the headmaster, and we are the boys about to be caned.
Steady on. Well, you're lucky he's retired then, aren't you? I can't pick him up by his little scruffy beard and smack you with him.
No, it's very true.
He's gone. At least I can't do it internationally. I could do it privately for a fee. Shall we move? I think we
move on.
Talked about. Look, what about the match itself?
Great match.
Well, yes, I see. Here is something we do agree on. Unsatisfactory pitch, though. Do we agree?
Well, it was.
Course, it can be true, can't they? It can be a great match and an unsatisfactory pitch.
But I thought about this afterwards, right? And you know what I thought? I thought, fuck everybody. I've watched 2 months, nearly 2.5 months, of people getting bashed for 6 fucking endlessly in the IPL on flat fucking tracks.
Yeah.
Good for the bowlers to have something they can fucking use and take some batsmen out and show that there is a point to bowling, rather than just being a fucking bowling machine that gets smashed back over your head and over the boundary. And you know what? You take the rough with the smooth, and everyone can complain about it, but I've just been watching that bat fest for fucking 2 months, and it is boring as fucking hell. And actually, a challenging wicket, and maybe it was too challenging, made for entertaining cricket and gave you something to watch that got a result. And there were only 2 50s in the game, but you had to bat hard and you could score runs if you really put your head to it. And there was a point on the TV on Sunday morning when just before I went off to Sainsbury's, and I was waiting for the wicket. Well, there was the stand between Phillips and Conway, And I was waiting for the wicket to fall, and I bet under it twice, and it hadn't gone, and I was starting to get worried that they might get away because Phillips is an aggressive batsman. And I went out, and after I'd done the shopping, I looked and they were 9 wickets down. I thought, phew, thank God for that.
No New Zealand made a 50, did they?
No, New Zealand made a 50, but there was a point where, Atherton and whoever was with him was going, actually, New Zealand, if they'd batted a bit more aggressive at the top, they could have put, the chase was 250. It's not out of the ordinary, and if they could have put some pressure on the English bowlers, then possibly they could have done something. But they were very much onto, right, we're going to bat this out, keep our wickets.
I kind of disagree with you on that a little bit, because if you remember when New Zealand went out to bat for the second time, Latham, who we know is a very solid, correct player, went after one, third ball, got call at slip.
Yeah.
Now, I think, and Conway, early in that innings also aimed a couple of drives and missed. And I got the feeling that they had discussed this, and this is what they were going to do. Unfortunately, they lost too many wickets too quickly for that really to work. Apart from in the form of someone like Glenn Phillips, who I thought batted really beautifully.
Possibly you're right. I mean, I'm not saying you're not right in that. I mean, maybe the intent was there. I mean, it doesn't seem to be New Zealand's intent in general to do that, but it might have been a wise choice to go for it. And maybe you're right. I mean, Latham did go third ball chasing and really high.
I mean that's just something he never does. I mean, he could be got out by a good ball, but he wasn't, and it was just a horrible flash. And I do think that was what was in their mind, but then losing wickets almost immediately kind of stunted that at birth, as it were.
I can't imagine the MCC or the ECB sitting in a meeting and going, do you know what, the IPL's gone on for too long, it's been so fucking boring, what we want is a really short test to excite
I don't
people.
think they did, and I don't think they intended to that pitch to be that. I mean, we saw all the fucking steaming and stuff that they were trying to do to try and make the wicket more bouncy, it did seem to have the opposite effect, but I don't think they expected that to happen, did they? And there was all the difficulty. I mean, the week before we had 35-degree temperatures. They probably overwatered. It was really hot, and then of course it got cool and wet.
Right,
so
Smith,
there was too much moisture in the wicket. I mean, the problem with it was the up and down bounce, which is kind of weird because it was a new wicket, and it shouldn't even with a bit of grass on it or whatever. The bounce should still be
lowest ever recorded bounce, I think, since they.
And there was. I'm really sorry about those chaps from before us. Some of that language was appalling.
It was.
However,
more fucks per minute from Bear than ever known before.
That was definitely the best. I think that was the podcast. I'd have to go back over the whole 109 Bishop and Bears, but I think there were more fucks in the first 30 seconds of that episode than any of the previous 108. Still Smith on Smith action over the wicket. Comes Smith of the Nathan variety. And the Jamie variety defends into the offside, and there is no run. 191 for 7 at lunchtime.
I don't blame the Bear, and I don't blame the barman. I blame the IPL. It's all the IPL's fault.
Well, yes, there is indeed that. 3 wickets is what is required for New Zealand to win here. It was 191 for 7 at lunch, having started on 103 for 4. Root, Gay and Atkinson. Root run out. Gay well caught by Blundell. And that one's nicely turned away. That's the first run of the afternoon, at least, for Jamie Smith. He moves on to 48. So he's got his little milestone to play for. Brilliantly run out, I should say, was Joe Root by Henry Higgins. No. Nickel? Henry the Hoover. Henry Nickel, that's the fella.
Henry Higgins.
Sorry, I don't know why I went all sort of My Fair Lady-ish. Pygmalion.
How was Atkinson?
Atkinson was out. LBW playing back to one that went on with the arm and was as plumb as plumb.
It did keep a bit low.
It did, but shouldn't be playing back to it. But he did have 5 men round the bat. That's nicely turned away by Archer. In comes the throw from square. They've got a single though. Archer's off the mark. Smith is back on to strike.
England made us.
What it did prove, though, is that if you can apply yourself, it's possible to stay around for a while, which there were 4 people who got out yesterday who might have learned a bit from that.
I don't know how often we can say that. And that was well run, another well-run single. So 2 off this over from Smith. Ooh, I like the cut of Smith's jib. I don't like his haircut, but I like the general cut of his jib.
Looks completely different when he takes a helmet or a hat off.
In he comes, just the one slip, onto the back foot goes Jamie Smith and defends beautifully. Everything in line, solid as you like. He has the demeanour of a man who is a bit over my dead body-ish. England may lose, but he's not wanting to give it away. Let's hope he gets past 50 and continues to think that. 180 is all they need. It's not beyond the realms, Bear. Not beyond the realms.
Oh, you're at it again, aren't you?
Well, that's shocking coming out of your mouth, Tony. Absolutely fucking shocking.
He's been sitting next to the bear too long.
And there, well, he's angled the bat cut, but it's been brilliantly fielded actually on the dive at backward point, and not surprisingly, Jamie Smith immediately looks at the bat as if to say, well, that was entirely your fault. And there was no run. Occasionally in the car when I can't necessarily easily get internet access, I was listening to another radio station this morning, and someone was a former captain of Yorkshire in England, Ashes winning captain, was relaying a story about Phil Tufnell,
the cat,
batting in Australia, and he immediately had walked into bat, and Merv Hughes had launched 3 bouncers at him, all of which nearly hit him, and he diving and ducking out the way. And apparently he looked at his bat and said, well, I don't think we're getting many today, Teddy. Right, 4 men around the bat. Forward comes Archer, defends well to Mitchell Santner, and there was no run. Messi, you've got your I'm just about to go racing outfit on.
Oh, it's just keeping me warm. Yeah, I have got my leather jacket. It's the steeplechase that's on.
Well, that's nicely turned around the corner. Did he get some bat on that? Do you think, Bear? It's going to be 4 byes. I thought there might have been something on that. We'll find out. It's 4 byes. The Bear was right. Signalled as such. 4 more to England score. 176 the target. If they get within 50, 60, 70 even, how frustrating is last night going to be?
We've seen this happen too often, Tone.
Ugh.
It is.
Stupid. But there we go. 197 for 7. Santner in. Nicely defended by Jofra Archer. Forward and pushed to the 2 short legs who are a company. There's also a silly point and a silly mid-off, so it's all very cosy around Jofra Archer.
Well, I was thinking about this on the way back here, and I was thinking, well, actually, when you look at the test, the wicket has been fantastic.
It's been a very good test wicket, that's for sure. That was well defended into the offside by Archer.
That's what I mean by fantastic. And, you know, that opening partnership is going to be the difference between the 2 sides. 300-run partnerships likely to win each test match, isn't it? And it was perfect batting conditions.
Santner round the wicket, gives that a little bit of a tweak, although a quite rolly wrist tweak rather than a fingery tweak.
Yeah, he doesn't put the most amount of rest on the ball.
I look at you as my most convenient expert in left arm spin.
He's a bit of a roller, like myself.
He can turn it. He turned it 10 degrees one ball before lunch.
Well, he did find one to really rip before lunch and bounce. And that one's driven sweetly, but there is a man at wide mid-off.
Yeah, but when the pick, that's the thing, though.
They take a single, he'll keep the strike, the cheeky devil.
I could do that as a roller.
198 for 7.
Jadeja can do that as a roller, if the pitch is conducive to it.
Yeah. Sudahu says, come back to the bear shouting the IPL. The more things change, the more they say the same.
Well, yeah.
He says, the only reason there's not been more swearing on the Bishop and the Bear is because Jay and I haven't featured. That'd break the sweary records. Extra Papa says, imagine the Trent Bridge to be more, I don't know, imposing.
Well, there's a lady we've just seen absolutely fast asleep on, I'm assuming, her husband's shoulder. If not, her husband
Significant other.
Well, if not, her husband is not going to be happy, as that one was steered away into the onside. He'd probably be upset because she's got a ticket and she's completely wasting it by not watching any of the cricket. Nothing to do with infidelity.
She doesn't care. She just wants to spend time with her husband.
Yeah. Oh well, okay. You see, again, it's a Mr. Positive. Mr. Positive. I'm reading all of these bad, terrible.
That was said with a little bit of sarcasm.
Things, and the Bears immediately seeing the positive side. Right, we've got on the offside a ring of 5 actually, starting with a slip, and then a backward point, cover, extra cover, and a mid off. So they're guarding that area, but Archer defends very nicely off the second over after lunch from Nathan Smith. Bear, while you weren't here, I think Fred and I were remarking how quickly New Zealand bustle through their overs, and if England would do the same thing, they'd give a lot less points away.
They would do
in something they claim they want to win, and then massively disrespect it on a regular basis.
But more medium paces, I guess, shorter run-ups.
Hello. I've just seen a super chat loom under my eye line, so we're just going to wait for Smith to bowl to Archer. Archer defends. There is no run. I'm even more intrigued now because not only is it a super chat, it's also caused Messers to chuckle. So what is it, Messers?
Jay Grover sent us £2. He says, because Messers called me tight. Buy a jumper. I didn't actually call you tight, Jay. You took that from what I said. All I said is a jumper's going to cost me more than £2 at the op shop. It'll be at least 3.
Right. Well, okay. We're going to wait for Nathan Smith. The slip goes down. Archer steps back, defends towards cover. Zach Fuchs does the fielding. And there's no run. So no runs off this over, 198 for 7. Jamie Smith is edging at glacial speed like a snail wearing diving boots towards this 50.
That's good.
But why should he be hurried? Let's be honest.
Oh, well, it's nice to see a mature innings rather than coming out and trying to smash something about.
Oh, hello. Yes, there we are.
Yes. Well, the situation demands it.
Have you drunk something weird at lunchtime? You're just being so ridiculous.
You're the one who spent 5 minutes talking up England's chances at stumps last night, Tony.
Nathan Smith, edged, and he tried to get out of the way. Archer, he tried to pull the bat out of the way. He couldn't do it.
I think he got a glove.
I don't think he can believe it's happened, but I'm afraid, Jofra, that looked pretty out to us. Archer has to go for 2. Jamie Smith's still on 48. It's 198 for 8. And I think, will I have spent more of today in the car than in the studio? The chances of that are increasing there.
Sometimes. Yeah. If only you could get paid, hey? Right.
Well,
that would make a difference.
Nice. Which reminds you?
You
Shout out at people in a minute.
I thought it got the glove. No, he couldn't pull the bat out, could it? It came off the face of the bat.
That's what I thought. Yeah, he just was too slow to lift the bat. It was a very unusual dismissal. It didn't actually get up that much either.
No, but it followed him, didn't it? So
he tried to leave it,
and the ball was following the bat.
Yeah. If you're going to leave a high leave. Obviously, if they don't work, they look very silly when your off stump goes flying. But that one, it certainly wouldn't have done. But then he's not in the side for his batting. Let's be honest.
It isn't always play a jingle to say goodbye to him.
Yep.
I won't look back, 'cause by the time that I do, you'll be gone.
Right, 2 wickets to win. The game's still not done. There's Jamie Smith still there. If the score gets down to 150, you just never know. Don't forget Josh Tongue. Don't forget Bashir.
Oh, yeah.
They're
going to take us through
hard to forget Bashir's batting ability. Jay Grover says, as a connoisseur of saying fuck, I find that podcast delightful. Although Colin and I would mount a challenge for sure. Colin says it takes a certain person to say Bradman and get away with it.
And
when I say Bradman,
we do know what you mean.
Does Smith just have fun now? I mean, at some point you've got to say Smith's just got to go for it.
Ben Stokes today is looking like the ginger love child of John Lennon and Vincent van Gogh. As that one was turned away backward of square, they take a single because he's got the sort of the round sunglasses on, isn't he? They've got a single for Tongue, so he's off and running first ball. 199, another landmark, 200 up, nearly 1 run short. They still may or may not get there, of course. Yeah, we're just watching that dismissal. It was, well, here's the angle that's going to be even more interesting. It doesn't really get up. Archer got a little bit tucked up, possibly, and it was off his glove.
It wasn't off his glove.
It was, no, it was off his glove.
No,
It was off his back.
It was off the bat.
I must be.
They showed it from the other angle.
I'm living in an alternative universe here, Bear.
No,
look,
It's off his thumb.
well, okay. So unless his thumb is actually part of the bat,
No,
then
that's what I'm
it
saying.
was
It's his
off
glove.
his glove. Yeah.
No, they showed it from the other angle. It came off the face of the bat.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
well, whatever
I'm with Tony
the
on this.
effects of whatever you had at lunchtime have clearly now worn off.
I'm having beer now.
199 for 8, and the beer goggles you're wearing shouldn't let you umpire. That one rips and turns. Every so often he does get one of those, and a big smile from
Big puff of dust, my bit.
our umpire.
Let's have a look. Bang.
Oh, it does
It's weird
turn.
to see.
Blundell has to take it well above shoulder height. Tongue did well to leave it. He's got a big smile on his face. There's still the 4 men around the bat. Huge shout from Blundell. Now he's been drinking some of whatever the bear had at lunchtime, because that was nowhere near, and indeed no one else was remotely interested at all, it must be said. All you have to do is keep blocking and let Smith do the work. Up in the air it goes. Oh, and just a shade over the man at forward short leg. Who is that? Is it Ravindra?
Yeah.
I thought it was. Josh Tongue seems to be seeing the funny side.
I think that was a bit of
what they're
inside
there
edge.
for. Ravindra puts in a heck of a dive. He's wearing a jumper, by the way, Bear. Look at that. It's not. I think it's warm enough here, but clearly not so warm in Nottingham. That one forces Tongue to the back foot. He had no clue what he was going to do with it. Possibly he thought about pushing it towards leg and then realised with 2 fielders under his nose there. He ended up playing no shot, and it would have gone down leg. Anyway.
21.3 in Nottingham at the moment.
Okay.
It's pretty pleasant.
Oh, that rips and turns as well. It bounced.
Wow.
Suddenly, Santner has rediscovered his mojo. He throws this up. It pitches on middle. It bounces wide of and well above, probably fourth stump on the offside. We've got 3 men around the bat on that offside, 2 on the leg, 5 in total. Push to mid-wicket, they'll have to hurry. They do. They get a single, and Josh Tongue
steals the strike, isn't that right?
Has stolen the strike. It's 200 for 8. Smith still on 48, and Messrs, the bookie, dressed as a bookie in his leather jacket and his flat cap, is going to give you some messages.
Hooves has sent us a super chat. Thank you, Hooves, for $2. Just says, up the Kiwis.
Well, they're doing well, your boys, I'll say that.
Jay just says, please God explain the super chat censorship policy. Fucking hell. It's very, very prudish. Won't let you say anything much. Kim Wilton Davis says, Ken Clark is to be the MP for Trent Bridge. Wider seat. Leah says this match is meandering very slowly.
Smith edged. Has it been taken? No, it was on the bounce by Darrell, not David Mitchell. Good test match he's had. My goodness, what a battling ton he made. There was film of him this morning in the dressing room.
Black
wearing plenty of what are affectionately known as medals.
A lot of them.
It recalled Brian Close.
Yeah.
Did it not?
Well, I don't remember that. I was a bit too young for that.
Oh, here we go.
Well, when was it? It was about 1973?
Yeah.
I was 2.
Well, fine. So you got no excuse. And that one's well defended by Tongue. I think he'd rather face Smith than Santner, is my impression. That's why he was so keen to get to the other end.
But actually, Santner on this
Gareth,
is dangerous.
How close is this?
Yeah.
Oh, it was very close. On the half volley, really, by Daryl Mitchell. Is it a half volley? Yeah. Wow. Could well have been the end of Tongue, but it wasn't. He's still there. He's battling away. 200 England have. 173 is all they need. Sadly, only 2 wickets are left to get them with. 2 slips and a gully past the outside edge. I would say Tongue left it. I think, to be honest, it was more a case of he wasn't sure what to do, and by the time he'd made a decision about what to do, the ball was already past him. And the score is still on 200, and he is still there. I just turned away a little bit, didn't it? Oh, we're watching the movement that Smith is getting, and he is. They're sort of little leg cutters, aren't they? Really?
Yeah. They've done that pretty well this series.
Oh, they have. They've bowled very sensibly. In he comes again, Nathan Smith. Past that Tongue outside edge again. Tongue just looks back, tilts his head as if to go, yep, that was too good for me, and I know it. But I'm still here. Which indeed he is. 200 for 8. Let's have a little look about Nathan Smith. When I first saw him in the Test series that he played in New Zealand, in 2024, wasn't it? I didn't think a lot of him, but I think he's played superbly.
Yeah.
Superbly.
He's a pretty decent all-rounder.
Well, yes, he is.
He's not as decent a bat as...
In he comes. Tongue defends. Away into the covers, but there's a man there and no run.
I mean, I don't know what his first class... his test... maybe I should look it up. His test match batting average is.
Well, Bear, it's funny you should say
there's a thought.
I was about to tell you. He averages 20 with a higher score of 42, and that's before this test, though. And his highest score of 42 was actually at the Basin Reserve.
Against us, wasn't it?
Against us, it was indeed. And again, before this test, 28 wickets at 25, best of 6 for 40 versus Ireland.
That's pretty decent.
Any barrels? Tongue, feet planted, bat waggled. Could easily have taken an edge and didn't. It's a maiden over.
I mean,
somebody needs to be let in by somebody. Fred, could you let in whoever's waiting? Fourthly, please.
Freddie there?
And Mrs. the bookie will give us the odds.
Yeah, Gareth Davies has come over all poetic. He says, and this was before Joffrey was dismissed, now there's a thing of fiery ring, a chance to see the big Joff sing. A burning arse means lack of class. Perhaps it's time to wear more bling.
Was that a very oblique Johnny Cash reference in there?
Right, so
maybe.
You know about county cricket. Go on, carry on.
200.
Jay Graber's given us a super chat of £2, and then he says -2 for Tony making me think Mr. Anchovy were real.
Oh, right. Hang on, I didn't attempt to do that. If you interpreted that way, that's driven by Smith off the bowling of Santner, but straight to cover, no run.
So, are there any decent all-rounders?
Well,
in the county championship.
I'm glad you asked me that, Bear.
It's an interesting question.
I've got a few suggestions for you, as that one is defended into the offside. Ed Barnard.
Obviously, I don't know any of these people.
Craig Overton, you've heard of him?
Oh yeah, no.
Liam Patterson-White, Lancashire.
Don't know. I mean, the thing is, you're going to find hard to.
Sam Curran.
Well, yeah,
Sam Curran. Hang on a second. That was very outside edgy. Is Smith going to get anything? No, he's not. It's gone to backward point. Jack Carson.
I don't know any of these.
Not related to Frank.
Okay.
You've heard of him? You remember Frank Carson?
The thing is, what I need is someone who's probably slightly stronger in the batting suit.
Mason Crane.
No, I don't want a spinning all round.
That's slapped. Oh, Jamie Smith. That's his 50.
Well done.
Because he stepped back and leathered this beautifully away through extra cover for 4 runs.
4 on the floor, and one more 4 than the 4 before. That's what 4s are for, to get funky on the dance floor.
And he's getting a very warm round of applause, and I think it's possibly warmer for the fact that it's an innings by and large played in a way that if others had, England could very well still be in this game. But there we go. It's he's averaging 41. He's going all right. 52 he's on here. Well played him. And he's launched this, and that should have gone all the way. One bounce just over then before it leaps over the mid-wicket boundary. 8 off 2 balls, takes it to 56.
Buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door.
So what would he have to get a double 100 here, and then we might win?
Fair enough. Mason Crane, Zafar Gohar.
Yeah.
Now, Zafar Gohar recently qualified and could play for England. I've got to be honest. He can both bat and is a very, very effective left-arm bowler. That one is drilled down to for 4 more. He's gone right on the attack. It's a beautiful shot, powered away through mid-on. 12 off 3 balls to finish that over. Smith races along to 60. England to 212 for 8. Messers.
It's as if he's decided that Tongue can't get him over the line. Gareth Davies again. A Tongue and a Smith were in play, but sadly without the great Gay. They tried for some time to cover the crime, but finally it's the end of our day. That's a good one, Gareth.
I like that.
Scans well.
Not the end of the day yet, of course. Matthew Potts, remember him?
Yep. Again, no, not batting enough. Sam Curran actually does fit that mould.
He does, yeah. You think about it. Up onto his toes goes Tongue.
Oh, he's out!
He's up.
Oh no!
Has he? Did that hit the stumps?
I think so. I'm pretty
certain.
certain.
What a waste! He turned it backward a square. The throw came in from Santner in the rule that seems to be that if you finish bowling an over, the ball comes to you immediately. It's a heck of a throw. He'd certainly been sent back quite rightly by Smith. There was never in a million years.
I thought it was Smith.
A single there. No. But Santner
a bit dopey.
Across, fields with his right hand, throws with his left.
That is so dopey.
And Josh Tongue had no chance of getting back. England are 9 down. It's the second run out of the innings. One might
How
argue.
good are New Zealand though?
The Joe Root one possibly the more damaging from an England perspective. There's no doubt he was out. There was never a run to be taken. His mum's going to be upset because he's absolutely made his white jumper filthy. And it's 212 for 9, thanks Josh Tongue.
Most of their bowlers are broken, so they're bowling for run-outs. I think it's brilliant.
Well, you've seen both Henry Nicholls now and Mitchell Santner both execute superb run-outs. Joe Root, unlucky possibly, because the run was there. It was just a fantastic piece of fielding. The run was never there, and it wasn't Tongue's call, and that's precisely why Jamie Smith said no. So I think he just got a little bit ahead of himself. Right, that the lady who wears large dresses is definitely now getting ready. She's doing her warm-up routine.
She's singing this.
Doing her 1, 2, 3, 4s at the microphones.
Likes to attack. Now in an England cap.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, I would rather see the excellent Zafar Gohar in the side than this chap. And that is nothing personal. Just don't think he's ready. That's my problem.
Brown in Brisbane is inquiring after the GPL. There is one prediction of 126 runs.
2 slips a gully, Smith's in. Bashir defends to that gully. There is no run, carry on, Messers.
There have been 109 runs so far today, so they need another 17 runs for someone to win the GPL. I don't know who it is. It's the only one that's under 270.
Really? Some optimists out there.
Well, now we're watching the 2 run-outs, by the way, and maybe the Root one wasn't a run they probably shouldn't have taken. But you could see why they did. That one was just nonsense. The tongue one was just silly. Silly. Smith in. Kept low. Bashir just about jabs a bat down on it. The ball dribbles its way to short mid-on, and there is no run. 212 for 9. New Zealand on the cusp. They need 1 wicket. England need just 161. They do have Jamie Smith still at the... I don't even know why I'm trying. I'll give up. England are fucked.
No, we're going to win, Tone. We're going to win. We're going to walk it. You're going to go 10 and over for the next 20 overs, and that's it.
212 for 9. Jamie Smith, hair billowing, nostrils flaring, but Bashir defends. Back to the bowling, but he defended pretty solidly too, by the way.
Not Fred's going to get the glory as well, because Bashir changed it.
Is he?
Over. Yeah.
He fucking turns up for like 1.5 days, and then he gets to do all the big finish.
Although
who's in with him?
Well, it's supposed to be a Nindo and Forthy. Forthy's
oh no, I think it's me instead of a Nindo. To be honest.
Okay. So there you go. You get to stay.
Well, okay, I stepped up because of Nindo. Probably thought it wasn't a lot. It still may not go. We could do one more over after this, shall we, Bear? Shall we be naughty? No, Fred's already looming.
Hello, I'm here. And Forthy wants to get on too. So
Forthy's here. All right then. Okay.
Yeah, so we've had our glory.
It's 2 for 64 for Smith. 1 wicket to win for New Zealand. 212 for 9, and there's 1 ball left of Nathan Smith's 16th over.
Suda says, I'm worrying that New Zealand's best fielder isn't even playing.
Well, yes, indeed. They have fielded magnificent. Well, they have played an exemplary test match with depleted resources and I think quite deservedly come out on top. That's well defended by Bashir. It doesn't get him off the mark, largely because even though there was definitely a run there, it was the last ball of the over, and you'd rather see Jamie Smith facing it. Fred has eased himself sylph-like and magnificently into the chair next to me.
Thank you very much,
I shall
Tony.
catch you. I'll catch you on Wednesday for the first ODI against India.
You mean the first T20?
No, it's the ODI on Wednesday, isn't it?
No, it's the T20s first, Messers.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry.
5 of them.
Don't look at me.
And if you're available, fantastic. I'll put you in. Brilliant. That's all I needed. Because I do need more gorillas to put themselves forward, or else we're not even going to be covering them because it's poultry poor and
oh no, I can't do that first one. No, it's
Messi,
too late for me. Sorry.
Messi,
Bye-bye.
where shall I pick things up from?
Somewhere interesting. Anyway, thank you, Messers. Thank you, Bear. Tony is still with us, and I think not for the first time today. No, he was on earlier. It's the first of 4th as Santner comes in and bowls to Smith, who drives it out to a sweeper. Are we going to play these tedious not taking single games? Yes, we are. God. They don't take a single. How many did England need in Headingley 2019 when the 9th wicket fell?
Well, actually, it wasn't that many. It was
about 80, wasn't it? Or something, yeah.
75, I think.
Santner bowls again. He floats it up, and this is driven out to long on. There is a man at long on who comes in, takes a terrific catch, Smith, to end the game, to end the series. New Zealand have won the 3rd test by 160 runs and have played very well, have deserved to win the game, have deserved to win the series. And Smith's rearguard comes to an end. He had a legitimate swipe, I think, at Santner. Didn't quite middle it. Was caught by long on Nathan Smith running in. Latham goes and congratulates Smiths. In fact, everyone congratulates everyone because that's what they do at the end of test matches. They all line up and shake hands rather awkwardly. And that is the end of the test match. It's the end of the series. Thank you very much, Ian. And we'll go and we'll see you again on. Is it? Or do we have to wind this down? Are there any messages? I'm not interested in giving any great. What are they called? Valedictories?
Well, not really, but it's nice that people do write in. I'll just give a little quick name check to Seahawk 7, Tim Wilton Davis, Gray Stokes, Stuart Roundson, Gareth Davis, Extra Fluffo, Vex Ranyan, Eric Hooves, Lana Brooks, Jay Grover, Tim Wilton Davis again. Any fresh names there? Stephen Siegel, Ghost Striker, Lucky Six, Mark
Is that the Stephen Siegel?
Wow.
Well, it's Stephen Siegel 9, so probably not.
Okay.
Stephen Siegel the ninth.
Thank you
From
very
the
much.
long line of Seagulls.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you to all our listeners for entertaining us and, let's be honest, educating us much of the time, and also giving us money. Because if it wasn't for you, Hendo wouldn't be in Bermuda sitting on the beach at this moment.
He's not. He's in South Wimbledon.
Oh, close. The beaches of South Wimbledon. We still have a full summer of, open inverted commas, cricket, close inverted commas, over the next 2 months. There is no actual authentic cricket of any sort in the United Kingdom for 2 months.
Well, there is a series against India, Surveyanshi and all, and that starts, would you believe it, as soon as Wednesday. Harry Brook, and I'm not sure who else from this squad. I think it may just be Brook, I'm not sure. They'll be hot-footing it.
Is Archer? Surely
Archer
plays
yeah,
T20s.
so they'll be hot-footing it up to Durham or
Smith
Chester
plays
Street.
T20s, doesn't he?
The Riverside.
Smith?
I don't know if he's in the squad.
I don't know.
remember.
I never watched the stuff, and I seem to know more about it than you do.
So we do need, please support us on Patreon.
Oh, yes.
That is what keeps us going. You just go to patreon.com/Guerrilla Cricket and you can register. There's heaps of different benefits, content first, merchandise, chance to be on our glory roll, opportunities to visit the studio, ways that you can promote yourself, your particular interest or your company if you wish to. All of these things, access to our archive, but most importantly it helps us keep our coverage of cricket free across the internet. And if you think that does that you know what that might mean, there's a lot of countries where getting cricket coverage is not that straightforward, and you'd be surprised how many of them find their way to us and are gracious enough and kind enough to A, stay, and B, write to us and tell us about just how grateful they are. So that is fun.
And often gloat about the weather where they are.
Sometimes there is that too. We should also say thank you very much indeed to everyone who's contributed to this series from behind the mic. They've done a fine job, I believe. And we should say a hugely well done to New Zealand, although we found a way to shoot ourselves in the foot in a number of ways. We will fondly remember Ben Stokes when all the dust has settled. I've just got this inkling that come the Ashes next year, we may not have seen the last of him, but who knows? Flawed, but at his best magnificent is, I think, the way you might look at that region. And watch this space, because I'm going to be very interested to see what England cricket does from here, and I mean from a management perspective, not just a player perspective. All of that said, we are going to cut and run and love you and leave you. We're going to let Forthy go to his bed with a mug of cocoa and a good book, of which he has many. We shall see you soon. Oh, Wednesday, in fact.
Theme tunes.
Guerrilla Cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla Cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla. Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, Guerrilla Cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick Guerrilla Cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro!